The Pat McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon. It is Friday, July 23rd, 2021 years after zero. And today's sports show is filled with chaos.
What?
Yeah. Absolute chaos happening in the sports world. Two teams have left the conference in the Big Five college football standings. Somebody that was a 6-time champion and counting. So we're getting the fuck out of this conference. Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12 to go to the SEC. It's almost all but official at this point. Yesterday, Big 12 officials met on the phone talking about something and stuff. Two teams, two schools, two administrators were not involved in that phone call. It was Texas and Oklahoma. This came just a couple hours after it was rumored that Texas and Oklahoma had reached out to the SEC to ask if they could join the SEC. Texas and Oklahoma. Now, there's going to be a ripple effect here that is going to cause a lot of people problems. Okay, Oklahoma 6-time champion. They literally have... If they go and don't go back to the Big 12, they don't get that settled, which it sounds like they will not, and the SEC is a done deal for them. Oklahoma is about to do what Bret Hart was trying to do before that night in Montreal, by the way. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma said, we got your title 6 times.
6 in a row.
6 straight. Yeah, 6 straight. And we're leaving.
Wow.
Taking the championship with them to the SEC, the conference that has demolished basically everybody but Clemson for the last 15, 20 years. The rich get richer, and powerhouses in the SEC, Texas and Oklahoma, bringing a lot of tradition, money, fans, and everything like that. Couple good basketball teams down into the SEC. And what does this mean for the Big 12? What does this mean for Iowa State? A team that hadn't been good for a long, long time. They get a coach. They become good. They got a squad. They're going to go. But the two big dogs, well, Texas hasn't won shit in a long time. They got Steve Sarkisian now. Let's see if old Sarkisian can somehow get Arch Manning to go there. And now that it's in the SEC, maybe this has all happened. Arch Manning might have told Steve Sarkisian, hey, pal, if you want Arch to go, it's going to have to go down to SEC. Who knows? I'm just throwing things out there. But whatever the reason is, the Big 12 now takes a massive shot. That's big money, a lot of eyes. People are going to watch Oklahoma games regardless if they're from Oklahoma or not. They're one of the draws. And the reason why we're talking about this early is because anytime you do talk about college football, normally the ratings just go straight down for this show. People like watching the spectacle that is college football. Not sure everybody loves the day-to-day conversation about college football, but this is a massive ordeal. West Virginia, the school that I went to, I did not graduate, but I got a chance to ride the coattails of incredible football players to magical moments, the biggest and the hottest run that school has ever had football-wise. It was cool to be a part of that. Go ahead and retire Pat White's number, Steve Slayton's number, and Owen Schmidt's number while you're at it, and just continue to do that whole thing if you're West Virginia. But if you are West Virginia, you're trying to get to the ACC right now. And whenever the Big East disbanded and kind of fell apart quickly, just like the Big 12 might. I'm not saying Big 12's been around a long time. It's one of the Power 5 conferences, okay? I was in the Big East. We won 4 straight BCS Bowls, and then just a couple years later, boom, Big East doesn't even exist anymore. Now there's the Power 5 conference. All it takes is for a couple of schools to maybe move for everything to potentially get realigned. What's going to happen with the SEC? Who's going to fall where? Are Alabama, Oklahoma, and Texas and anybody else, Georgia, are they going to run into each other ever? Are they going to realign this thing? What are the seasons going to look like? And with the 12 teams getting into the playoffs, there's going to be some more losses, I think. 3-loss team maybe out of the SEC might find its way into the top 12. And people are not going to be happy about it. I mean, we are just staring that down. But what's going to happen with West Virginia? Allegedly, when the Big East fell apart, and my information might not all be correct, but from what I was hearing, the ACC didn't want us.
Whoa. Really?
I think, if I do recall, the ACC, and somebody will probably fact check me there, but I think the ACC was not about us joining the ACC. And then if you look right above us, the Big Ten is just basically all right there. Did the Big Ten not want us either? What's going on? And then south of us is actually, ACC, SEC too. That's pretty close. If we would end up in the Pac-12, that would have been the only more interesting thing. When West Virginia ended up in the Big 12 and Oliver Luck made the deal and the move, I don't know how much money was involved. I've heard it was a lot. Yeah. I was so confused. That is insane. It's an insane setup. Not a lot of Morgantown fans get to travel to a lot of games anymore, but business-wise, we got into a Power 5 conference. We started doing well in that Power 5 conference, doing our thing, but everybody's got to be wondering, should they be getting the fuck out of Dodge here? Iowa State should be like, hey, we can get in the Big 10 right there. Mm-hmm. West Virginia is in the ACC already pretty much if we really need to make that happen. And there's some other teams over there that they might start dabbling and dancing otherwhere. Is this what this is going to lead to? You have to automatically assume that. COVID Cowboy at Tone Diggs, your thoughts?
Yeah, I already got to figure it out. So the SEC now has 16 teams with Oklahoma and Texas. The ACC has 15. They pick up West Virginia. They now have 16. The Big Ten right now has 14. They pick up Iowa State and say K-State. Now they have 16. The rest of those teams move to the Pac-12. They would have 17 teams. Maybe one team gets left out. We're all equal. Kansas, good at basketball, though. I immediately thought Kansas, but they're good at basketball.
Yeah. Football-wise, though.
TCU,
Kansas State, maybe?
Baylor's private.
Baylor's really good. People are going to want Baylor, especially with the basketball.
But everything's even if you kind of do it that way. Plus, then there's just one extra.
So then the Big 12's gone. There's going to be some people that are going to mourn that. But the people that are mourning that are who? Texas, Oklahoma people, right? Aren't they kind of the original founders of this whole thing? And they're like, now get us the fuck out of here. Okie State probably not exactly thrilled. They're probably looking at Oklahoma like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because now they won't play each other.
Well, they could still do like the Bedlam game, I guess. But
West Virginia Pitt.
They stopped once.
Yeah, because then the contracts start rolling in, and then you start picking up games. It becomes like a whole thing, and that was a massive game. West Virginia, Maryland used to be a massive game. Any border game. Virginia Tech, because they were in the Big East, and when they went to the ACC, everybody's like, "Oh, these are massive rivalry-like games." Mm-hmm. Now Bedlam's huge. Red River rivalry's moving over to the SEC.
That's
SEC gets to market that now too. Jeez. Which is awesome, absolutely awesome. The SEC will try to get Ohio State, Michigan if they can.
Whoa.
They will try to figure that out if they could go for it. But yeah, now you're starting to see like 3 power conferences go. And then does that mean that the Cincinnatis and the Coastal Carolinas and maybe the BYUs have a better chance because there's only 3 and then you can kind of separate from there? Or are we assuming that's just going to be 5 probably from one, 4 from one, 3 from the other, and it's just going to be status quo in this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, you're like Cincy could try to leave the AAC or whatever or like the Mountain West could try to pick up some of these Big 12 teams that are left over to try to strengthen them. Like, there's a bunch of different options. It's going to be exciting to see what happens.
All right, so let's say West Virginia bails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Neil Brown, I trust the climb, but I don't think we're going to be flying all that fucking way for this.
No point.
We got Texas and Oklahoma, right? I mean, Texas and Oklahoma are they're the marquee people in there. West Virginia as well, obviously, and I hate to break it to anybody else that's in the Big 12 who has a great fan base. Okay, I understand that. I got a lot of respect for that. But Texas and Oklahoma leaving is a fucking massive, massive shot across the bow of credibility. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is.
Huge.
Hate to say it because I'm in the Big 12 at this point with West Virginia. We never played there, but I'm in there. The credibility now of the Big 12 is going to be called into question immediately. Were their contracts up at the same time? Can people just leave conferences whenever they want? And if their contracts were up at the same time, how did they let that happen, that those two would be up at the same time? That's like kind of, structuring the future of your business or company. Can't have that happen, all right? Can't have those two potentially be up at the same time. Like, is West Virginia locked in, or can we potentially bail before the season starts too?
Could be like a Blake Griffin situation where they got to pay their way out.
And the Longhorn Network, they don't give a damn. The SEC Network doesn't give a damn. They got money for days down there in the SEC. Go ahead, Ty.
But that is a good point, though, because I don't know, like, you would think that this is going to be wrapped up in some sort of legalese for like a long time. Like, when it said like, oh, this is basically already done, like that was very shy. I mean, I know
it came out of nowhere.
And they said they'd been working on it for 6 months, kind of like behind the scenes and everything. But you would think, that these contracts run through, because with, like you're saying, without Oklahoma and Texas, like, the Big 12 isn't a power conference anymore.
No.
It really isn't.
No, in Oklahoma has won 6 straight, okay? And Oklahoma has been the only representative of the Big 12 in the college playoff. So, I mean, this is quite a from a football on-field perspective, especially with that freshman quarterback that is now going to be a sophomore, Lincoln Riley sticking around, turning down a lot of other jobs to stay there. Obviously, football-wise, you're affected by Oklahoma. Texas, all right? Texas has been, they've won games, but they have been a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
So football-wise, definitely affected. But just like the Texas, they're never not a sellout.
Well,
right?
yeah,
I mean that is
always.
never not a sellout. Longhorn never is ever. Oklahoma, that is never not a sellout. That primetime games are Texas and Oklahoma are going to get a lot more opportunities because of how big their fan base is. I mean, it is not just on the field a massive, massive kick to the baby maker, but also off the field with aura and presence and business. It's huge. This is a massive ordeal. Did West Virginia know about this beforehand, or horns flying down harder than ever? You sons of bitches ruined the Big 12. We're stuck here for 4 more years, and teams are bailing left and right. Is that what's going to happen here, or how do they rebuild this?
From ESPN, they reported Thursday that both Texas and Oklahoma would likely owe the Big 12 upwards of $76 million apiece to buy out of the remainder of the media rights agreement, which runs until 2025.
So that $76 million is coming to West Virginia, but all that money comes right back to the other schools, right?
Yeah, should.
I think so. Even split.
Yeah, because I remember when we signed up, we were signed up for Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah.
Times have changed now.
Boom.
Hey, we are in much different situations now than we were there. If I'm West Virginia, I'm trying to get to the ACC now, right?
Back up.
What are we doing? Let's get to the ACC. Is there anything negative that I am not realizing in my overreactive, short-thinking brain? Why don't we just move that team that's right in the middle of it, just drop them in there?
And the ACC now has 16 even teams, 8-8.
You're welcome. And our team's pretty fucking good, by the way, both football and basketball and women's basketball. And we have a lot of great sports.
Rifle.
I don't know how the ACC rifle team is. That whoever is the head rifle squad in the ACC, they probably have quite a problem with us coming to town.
Sure.
Because the big bad wolf on the rifles are coming to town. Of course. And we are now your champions. Oh, those are cool rings. We'll take them. That's what our rifle team will do if they drop in anywhere. But other than that, it's a perfect and by the way, great fan base. They will travel. Hell, I mean, we got people in Charlotte, West Virginia and Charlotte. It is maybe the same damn city that it's so many people. Let's get West Virginia to the ACC. Texas and Oklahoma want to leave the Big 12. There has to be something wrong with the Big 12 because Texas and Oklahoma are the fucking Big 12. If they're trying to get out of there, we got to see the writing on the wall as West Virginia. We got to see this and get the hell out. And Iowa State, I don't like it. You guys are good. You got a coach. Somehow he's turned down NFL things. You guys got to get into the Big Ten, by the way. I need you in the Big Ten this year. Need this to happen. I mean, everybody else out there, K-State, got a squad. All right, we're moving a little bit. Okie State, is the mullet good or not? They were supposed to be great. The offense was unbelievable. The run game was good. Still never really won any big games. What's going on down there? Baylor's basketball team. That might carry them into the ACC as well. Maybe they even get in the ACC.
They could.
Maybe Baylor gets in there because who knows? I don't know what they're going to do. So I'm sorry to everybody else, but God damn it, the school everything's going to change from this. This is going to be a massive ordeal. And if it's only $76 million, that is a massive amount of money. But if you put 2 to 3 boosters together from a big name school, they're all billionaires. $76 million can be found very quickly. If people are going to start moving, we might see that super conference we started hoping for last year whenever Uncle COVID came to town, and some people wanted to play and some people didn't. The people that wanted to play were all the great schools. The people that didn't want to play weren't really. So we thought there was a chance that maybe some Big Ten schools, whenever they came out and announced, would go down to the SEC and play. Ohio State was like, we're playing. Nebraska was like, we're playing. Iowa, we're playing. And the SEC is like, we're playing. A couple Big 12 schools were like, we're playing. We thought we were going to get a super conference, and then cooler heads prevailed. Much slower in the Big Ten than everywhere else.
A lot slower.
But we had that thing. Super conferences are not far behind. We talk about super teams in this instant gratification society that we live in right now, where we want to know everything right now. We want to win everything right now. We are all about right now. Players started getting like it. I loved it. It's like, hey, who knows how long your career is? If you want to travel to a team that is good and win, you deserve it. It's your legacy that they're going to talk about whenever you retire. Did he win any rings? Oh, yeah, he did. But remember, he played with good players to win those rings. That's a lot better conversation. Did he win any rings? No. Okay. So there's a lot of benefit of just going to these super teams for players in the NFL, in the NBA, and everything like that. Now we're seeing it kind of reach a conference place where it's like, hey, we have the opportunity and the ability to create something that nobody else can. Let's go ahead and do it. 76 million, pay me, get me the fuck out of here. 76 million, pay me, get me out of here. What other teams will look to do that to go elsewhere? What other leagues are going to be trying to maybe pry or recruit some schools to there? The Pac-12 is basically dead. Like, I hate to say it about the Pac-12 because Pac-12 After Dark is a good time, and I'm sure their schools and campuses are awesome, and we've learned a lot about some of their water polo schools and everything like that over there in the Pac-12. But some of those schools might get plucked out of there too, right? Are we looking at an inevitable super conference or super conference two of them?
Well, you made the point, and I think you're probably like, do you think the other teams in the Big 12 today are like panicking kind of?
Have to be. Have to be.
I would imagine that a lot of them are thinking, hey, that $152 million that Texas and Oklahoma are using that is going to be spread amongst us, like, hey, that's just a nice little pool for when we're going to fucking buy out as well. Like, I mean, we don't know, but
Who collects all that money then? Just the commissioner of the Big 12? Because if everybody bails and has to pay, who's left sitting with the money?
Commissioner, he divvies it out to everybody
even split over for the remaining teams.
So, like, let's say the teams that kind of, and we're thinking only athletically, but mostly that's where the conferences matter. I mean, although the money and paycheck go to the entire school and everything, and there's a lot of money made from the academia folks off of the athletia folks. And is athletia something?
Yeah, that's a word.
Because they say academia. Is athletia something?
I don't think so.
No, it's got to be.
Isn't it just athletics?
Yeah, but it's also academics, right? Why is it academia?
That's a good point.
Sit on it. Because the academia have been making a lot of money off the athletia for a long time.
Long time.
But they never want to really talk about that because it is a university. It's furthering your education. It's about the academia. But really, it's not, though, when it comes to a lot of the money that is used in a lot of the classrooms. There's a lot of other shit happening in the money. So you were saying, like, maybe, so if 5 teams stick around, they'll get all that money? So if it's a waiting game almost at this point, like, all right, if we just hang out, we'll be able to collect everybody $76 million. And does everybody have to pay $76 million to get out of the contract? That's the shit that we got to dive into over the weekend and maybe figure out. College football is going to look mightily different.
Yeah.
But that's not the only. Hey, Nick, you had a fact stat?
No, I was just going to throw a suggestion. And if you're talking super conferences, how far until you just maybe make another division? Like you had Division I, then you had Division AA or FCS or whatever it is. Take all these elite teams, these teams everyone wants to see, and make a division of their own. Their own tier.
He wants to do what the Euros did.
Yeah.
Super League.
Super League.
You have Capital One get involved?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't have to earn their way into the playoff. We'll just have the playoff every single week.
Boom.
It's the play. It's actually, we'll call it the Division I championship, and then Division I. How you doing?
Put 25 to 30 teams in there and let them play each other all season long.
Yeah, and that's like that would go against everything the old school, college. In West Virginia, whenever I got to school, I don't think would have been invited into that D1, and then we would have went on a run, just like in the March Madness when a mid-major goes. I think that is why whenever you open up the playoff, that is like the exciting thing that maybe some team that you never expected gets in there and inevitably probably loses by 50 to 60.
Sure.
At least.
Maybe to 70, depending upon who they run. But if they just start creating different divisions, how do they then not just... Because some company will just have enough money and they'll just pay for these schools, and then now all of a sudden we have professional college football.
Yeah.
Because if you get a couple schools, you got everybody basically.
Yeah.
Do you think, like...
Everything could change from this. This is so dramatic. We are acting so dramatic because this is a big deal. We've seen this in every other walk of sport, basically, where people are making decisions more so for the moment. What can we do? And seizing an opportunity than they used to in the past. Oh, we got a couple years. We kind of sit on that. Now it's like, no, we'll pay that now. Let's get out of here because we can see that it could be awesome right now. This could be awesome right now. It seems like people that normally are very future thinking or high-level thinking individuals, like people that would be making the decision to just opt out of the conference that you are the champion of and you represent basically to the whole world and just going elsewhere and paying the money for it, that's only going to lead to more, because if Texas does it and Oklahoma does it, who knows who else is potentially going to think about doing it. There's a lot that could happen because of this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and like you were saying, I mean, I don't know about the Pac-12, like that might be dead. They might have to absorb like the Mountain West, but who's to say? I mean, USC, what if they're just like, fuck it, we want to be in the Big Ten. We're done with the Big 12.
And that athletic director over there, by the way, is a mover and a shaker.
Oh, yeah.
Big Bone, right?
Big Bone.
Yeah, Big Bone.
Yeah, Dick Bone.
I believe Dick Bone. Pete Bone, maybe? Dick Bone?
Dick Bone.
I think it's Dick Bone.
I think his name is Dick Bone. I played catch with him.
Yeah.
Close. Mike Bone.
Mike Bone.
Right there. Just K.
B-O-H-N. B-O-H-N.
Okay, Mike Bone.
Good guy.
Mike Bone's a good guy.
He's throwing seeds to you.
Hey, he's a all-league clipboard quarterback.
Oh, he's got an arm.
Yeah, he could spin it a little bit. He said he thought whenever he was at Cincinnati that he had one of the best balls maybe as an athletic director across the country.
Whoa.
He could spin it. We were playing catch. They were very nice, by the way. He was all about whatever you need to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is why old Fickle loved him so much. He was whatever you need to win here. And then that propelled Cincinnati into going like almost undefeated a year or two. And then all of a sudden he's at USC. I don't know if, new stripes can change the animal or not.
Sure.
I don't know if the new uniform could change the Bone, but I know inside the Bone is like, hey, let's go play and let's go win. Because I think even when the Pac-12 was thinking about suspending the season or whatever, Mike Bone, very new in there, was like, nah, that ain't happening.
No way.
Hey, we are. So I think if like USC gets a little bit greedy, and by greedy I mean like looking out for themselves, which probably should do now that you see what could potentially happen, they might be looking to get out of the Pac-12 because there's a lot of stadiums. Pac-12 is awesome, okay? I'm not saying that there isn't awesome situations in the Pac-12, but I'm just saying as a whole, normally the thought is, okay, there's no fans. They were going to suspend the season. There wasn't much backlash at all. It almost feels like, and this is just strictly from a football world, the Pac-12 is the bottom of the Power Fives.
Yep.
Well, even a couple of the teams were flirting around with like hey, we might have to like get rid of the. Remember we went we went to Stanford and it was a Thursday night game. I can't remember who it was against. Maybe UCLA. I mean, it was a decent
UCLA.
Yeah, it was a decent Pac-12 game. Beautiful night, and there were like
14.
Yeah, 14 people in the stadium. I mean,
legitimately 14 people.
And then last year, Utah, they're one of the best teams in the Pac-12. They were saying, like, their athletic department couldn't operate during COVID. Like, they couldn't pay anyone. Like, they were talking about having – I mean, like, if there are troubled waters out there, like, they might – yeah, USC and Oregon just being like, all right, fuck it, let's get out of here.
Where are we on? Where's Oregon going? Big Ten?
Why not?
I hope not.
That trial would be worse than West Virginia to the Big 12.
Oregon, Big Ten, would it be?
Oh, yeah.
Oregon's way over there.
Way
huh?
up there.
Yeah, very far.
Well, can we get a map up here? Can we get that the Big 12 map back up here?
This is saying TCU, Baylor, and Texas Tech have reached out to the Pac-12.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
TCU is not going to go to the SEC, right? No way. Baylor's reached out. Baylor, by the way. So that means Pac-12 would be a buyer, is what Gumpy's trying to say, as opposed to a seller. Oregon's way down yonder, huh?
Yeah, way
up there, top left.
Oh, yeah, so that'd be a hell of a hike. Yeah, that'd be quite a hike. But they're going to be a hike wherever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Oregon needs the Pac-12 then to stick around because if
Exactly.
not, they're going to have to travel. Unless the Big Ten decides to make like a bracket where they pluck, and they have like two divisions.
See, I feel like the Big Ten's going to hold out. They're going to do whatever they can to just wait until they can try to get Notre Dame. Like,
He
I
has
think
brought in
that's all
Nebraska, right? Didn't they?
Yeah.
That's the most recent is Nebraska.
And then Rutgers and Maryland.
Yeah, you guys brought in Rutgers out of the Big East, and I don't think you wanted us. What's that all about?
I don't
What's
know.
that
I know
all? We
you
were
guys
being
were
good.
good.
I know they wanted the New York market.
Yeah, we don't have that in West Virginia.
No.
I think Kansas has reached out to Big Ten already to try to get in there.
What's Rock Chalk Jayhawk? They still got a basketball team?
Oh, yeah.
Very good basketball team.
This year, apparently, there's going to be the one.
So are they all making the calls like right now?
I would assume so.
For this upcoming season, though, like before school starts, these people are all trying to change
I thought
their
Texas
division.
and Oklahoma was, since the schedule's already set, that it had to be next season, right?
Yeah, it would have to be, right? Then what is
Unless this upcoming basketball season it starts. But I'm saying for football, which we care about.
Yeah, but then after that, there's a spring season of something probably.
Oh, yeah. Baseball and soccer, field hockey. There's a bunch of shit. I mean,
So when is the right time to move, I wonder? Is there a right? This is a big fucking decision.
Summer when school's out.
We're talking about it more than everybody else, I think, because there's so much other stuff going on in the world, which we have to get to right now. Devontae Adams is not going to be a Packer after this year.
Yikes.
That might be incorrect, but all signs are indicating that Davante Adams and the Packers were in great conversations about a negotiation for an extension with 1 year left on his contract as a Green Bay Packer, and now being talked about by everybody as top 2 wide receiver in the NFL, not 2, is what everybody is saying about Davante Adams alongside Aaron Rodgers, whose future is obviously a massive question mark. Those two have to be tied together, though. Aaron Rodgers has no idea what's going on with the Packers. The Packers have no idea what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. The Packers trying to negotiate with Davante Adams. Who knows what the deal was? Somebody alluded to how the Packers normally make offers and what their offer probably looked like, as if it was maybe not as good as what Davante was expecting or could see elsewhere. Davante's people and the Packers have ceased that conversation. Trouble waters in Green Bay continue to pour in. Owner of the Green Bay Packers, Ty Schmidt. How's it going? You got A.J. Dillon still?
Yeah.
You got Big Bob Tunyon.
Aaron Jones, you locked up.
Jordan Love, offensive lineman. The defense is still pretty good. You can't be all down in the dumps, but boy, it has to be an interesting feeling knowing that you could have maybe the number 1 and number 1 guy in 2 pretty pivotal positions. Pivotal positions. 2 pivotal positions. You could have the number 1 guy. But it seems like because of maybe behind-the-scenes stuff, you're probably out of that for the future of the Green Bay Packers. It's a shame, man. I love the Packers. It's a shame.
Yeah, not going to have those 2 guys after next year, which it hurts. But what do you like? I mean, why would Davante Adams re-sign with the Packers if he doesn't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be there?
Never made sense. Just like whenever he was talking to Derek Carr and
I love Derek. He's my best friend.
Love playing. And Derek was like, "Oh, he'd be great over here." People like he's going to go to the Raiders whenever he becomes a free agent. And then he had to address that. He was, I think he was pretty nonchalant. He was like, "No." And then people started talking about, "Oh, he's going to stay with the Packers." And our first thought was, he ain't going to sign his thing if he doesn't know who the quarterback is, right? That's not something he's going to do. That wouldn't be a smart money, life, everything decision for Davante to do without knowing who the hell the quarterback's going to be.
And from what we've seen, he said he wants to and deserves to be paid like the top receiver in the NFL, and said like the Packers aren't willing to make him the top paid receiver in the NFL. So it doesn't that's kind of just the end of that, right? Like there's no wiggle room there.
That's kind of the end of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. My worry now is that if they really don't know if Rodgers is going to show up, and like they're thinking like, okay, he actually might not show up, that they might fucking trade Davante before the season starts. Because it's like, all right, well, if we're going to lose him after the season anyway, we might as well try to recoup some of his value. I
didn't even think of that.
Wow.
That worries me quite a bit.
That
should worry because you trade him, then there's obviously no chance that. Now, Gunther Kuntz and Murphy are in a bed that they have created and the people that were there before them have created, okay? They have to do this. But it is not a good position to be in, and I don't know how they get out of it. There's a lot of personal shit they got to figure out as well as the professional stuff. I doubt it, though. Hopefully they do, but there's not a lot of time. We got to get to a break. Darius Butler will join us on the other side. He got deep in the meat of the internet streets yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
He came out talking about the NFL's new protocol on unvaccinated and vaccinated players. If an unvaccinated player causes an outbreak that then leads to a game being forfeited for that team, the team will then also have to pay the other team the financial loss, which could be $70 million. This is the latest protocol that has been added in by the NFL to promote vaccinations amongst the players and staff. There are a lot of players and staff that are very, very strong against getting the vaccination for their own reasons. Darius Butler represented them on the internet yesterday, and he went to war. We'll talk to him about why he feels that players feel that way. Obviously, freedom and everything like that is a part of the battle. But this is a situation that none of us could have ever expected happening. And like the Packers situation, I have no idea how it ends cleanly. But I'll watch on as a spectator and let you know what my thoughts are. We'll talk to Darius on the other side. This is the show that's on SiriusXM and YouTube.com.
Did it all by myself.
No, don't believe that. We've watched the takeovers, Adam. The Undisputed Era is the main reason why you've succeeded. But by the way, smart. That's good business. Hey, That's business, baby. That's very small business. Well, and especially for you, because, you're kind of small.
Oh, we're going to go with the size thing now.
Fuck you, Pat. Seriously, I'm sick of your shit. I come the whole way here, take time away from my family to come to do your stupid fucking show. And you're going to continue to disrespect me. Don't touch me.
Whoa.
Fuck you, McAfee. Fuck you.
No, fuck you. Get out of here.
Shit.
You all right? What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Wow. Did you hear everything that was being said whenever you were potentially...
Just from you.
Oh, so you did hear it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's address it.
Hold on.
All right.
You can be a hater.
No.
And you can change.
Carson.
You can change. We can change.
No, at the moment I was at, okay, Carson. With the Daily Show, the live Daily Show, we can potentially get referred to as prisoners of the moment. You probably did hear me say some things. That was at a much different time.
Backtrack with it.
No,
It's cool. We're here face to face. You can change. People change, all right?
By the way, you are much bigger than I thought you were.
Oh, yeah.
When Jalen gets drafted there, was that the beginning of it all? Was there a miscommunication? What happened between you and Doug? Because they were saying it was fractured beyond repair.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is all of that accurate? Is that all kind of getting blown out of proportion?
Yeah.
And where did it start?
For one, I don't like to ever come out and say reporters aren't telling the truth because I don't. But
Orlovsky does it.
I'm not. I'm not going to dispute every report that's out there. The way the season went obviously wasn't ideal. When Jalen was drafted, that had no bearing on me. I trusted the organization. Okay. I signed that contract. I was devoted to them, and I felt like they were devoted to me. So I trusted the pick. That had no bearing on my confidence or my abilities. The season unfolded not how I would have liked it. Personally, I could have played better. We lost a lot of games at the end and just didn't fall into place the way we wanted. But there's a lot to learn from it, as a man, as a player, and all those things. And, I have still a lot of respect for Coach Peterson. And I think, without a doubt, those reports are very exaggerated. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of them. They come to my attention from my agents or different things.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for him. And it was unfortunate for everybody and how the whole thing kind of just went down.
There was a couple still shots that made its way around where you and Doug Peterson appeared to be giving each other a nasty look.
I saw those.
It's not true.
Not true at all.
Oh, you were not saying, I wish you died. With your eyes?
I don't even think I was looking at him in those shots. So I did see that. I'm like, of course, they're going to play this one up. They're going to make a story out of anything. That's how it is. So, but yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you weren't giving Doug Peterson death looks. Like, you never thought, football isn't for me. Like, there was never a thought where I don't like football anymore. Or I don't want to be in this bullshit league anymore with this business. There was never a thought like that?
No, don't get me wrong. The way the season went, it was frustrating. And
People have those moments.
That's why I stepped away, and it almost rejuvenated me. It's almost like last year pissed me off so much. I want to come back in a different way and do everything I can. I am thrilled to be here and to have this new start, new opportunity. And community seems amazing. Fan base seems amazing. Like we said, it seems like the perfect fit.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
With the NBA and NHL playoffs in the books and the NFL preseason still a few weeks away. How many days till NFL football?
48 days.
That's regular season, right?
Till Bucks Cowboys.
We're officially in the dog days this summer.
Yeah.
Then this is the perfect time to catch up on some sleep, isn't it? You need to be fully focused on building your fantasy roster and being disappointed by your favorite football team this year.
Hell yeah.
And when it comes to helping you get quality rest during the regular season, the offseason, and even the postseason, you already know who to turn to. The undisputed GOAT of sleep products, CBDPM.
Yeah!
CBDPM blends sleep-promoting ingredients like melatonin, valerian root, and chamomile with 500 milligrams of high-quality CBD to create a powerful and effective sleep aid. And to make it even easier to try everything CBDMD has to offer and prepare yourself for football this season, they're giving you 25% off your next order when you use the promo code McAfee at checkout when you go to CBDMD.com, promo code MCAFEE. You'll get 25% off your purchase of superior CBD products from CBDMD. CBDMD.com, promo code McAfee, 25% off your order of superior CBD products.
It's a great deal.
Let's go.
It is a great deal. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of what they got going on. 25% off is beautiful. The CBDPM will put you out like a light. They have a tincture. They now have bath salts that have it in there.
Yep.
It's awesome. It helps me sleep. Speaking of sleeping, I'm not sure if this guy did a lot of that last night. He was in the trenches. Ladies and gentlemen, 9-year NFL vet and host of the Man to Man podcast and everything DB. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler.
Yo!
Hey, you
fellas.
Were you just called like the dumbest dude on earth yesterday? Oh, you don't even know what you're doing.
I was smart. I woke up yesterday smart. By about 10 p.m., I had CTE. You know, I was just stupid. I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm all these different things, man. It was wow last night.
I saw your tweet, and as soon as I saw you put it out, the NFL is dead ass wrong with that new memo they sent out to teams today. What's new, though? Basically forcing these needles into players' arms at this point. Every player personnel should have an actual choice in the matter. They are sending a clear message today. Darius Butler played in the NFL for 9 years, has a lot of friends that are still in the NFL. A good representation of the people that come from the NFL. Darius Butler, one of the smartest players to ever play, very accomplished, well respected by everybody he's ever been in a locker room with. Whenever you say what you just said, you're reiterating something that it's not just Darius Butler's thoughts. There's a lot of people in the NFL that are feeling this way. And I think the biggest thing about this is there's people that I've seen on the internet that are as far right as possible that say these vaccines are going to kill you. Then there's people as far left as possible that I've seen politically say, I'm not going to be the research experiment for these things. This is not like a political thing. There is no one way or the other way. It seems like everybody's kind of running their own race in this thing, but you saw a lot of heat, which we knew was going to happen because this is something that we haven't had to experience. How does this get figured out? And do you think, just like I do, the NFL is only going to push up those things even more, and you're just going to be, hey, you're either getting it or you're getting the hell out?
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much made a stance where it's kind of get down to lay down. And, you know, I stepped in the hornet's nest, obviously, but that's how a lot of players feel. And I got reached out to by a lot of players, you know, like, damn, you know, really appreciate you speaking up. You know, we're having these conversations in the locker rooms. And, you know, the Colts being one team, you know, they're one of the least vaccinated teams in the league. And once again, I'm not telling everybody not to get the vaccine. Like, that's literally your choice. I got close friends, family members who have it. And, you know, obviously I'm team science. I'm team safety. I want the science to play out. I'm just not comfortable getting it yet. And it's a lot of other people who feel that way, especially a community of people who are young and extremely healthy. So when I'm talking to guys, FaceTiming 25, 26-year-olds who are already making certain sacrifices when it's going into the season, they're already living their life differently with the experience of last season. You're a professional athlete. You're going to put yourself in the best position possible to perform. You can still catch it, you know, being careful and all that, obviously. But these people, and now you're being like literally bullied into like getting a shot that you don't want to get yet. Like, I don't feel like that's right. And that's my personal opinion. A lot of people feel that way. And a lot of people feel like, hey, you're an idiot. Just trust the science. Just trust the doctors. It's the top scientists in the world. They all came together. They came up with it. They've been studying this for decades, which is all true. But these are the first trials in human. And it's just one. And I didn't mind it yesterday. I didn't mind a lot of it. A lot of it was dialogue that I think should be had more on a public platform. And I think you'll hear, because people are afraid to speak out about it. People are afraid to get canceled. People are afraid to do whatever. I don't really give a fuck. But, you know, we're going to talk about it. And hopefully it plays out and everybody's safe when we get over this. We've all been affected by it. And once again, I'm team science. I'm team vaccine. I hope it works. But if you look at the timeline of every vaccine and every pandemic or epidemic, like, where are we in this timeline with COVID? And that's why some people aren't as comfortable as others to getting the shot. And that's cool. You get the shot. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise, but I just don't think you should attack people and cyber bully people when they speak their opinion. But, it's part of it, and, it is what it is.
That's the internet, basically, in a nutshell. Anytime you say something that resonates with a lot of people, which I think, like, everybody was attacking Cole Beasley, right? Cole Beasley was getting attacked heavily. Cole Beasley this, Cole Beasley that. And I'm thinking to myself, I send a text to somebody in another locker room and then a text to somebody else in another locker room and somebody else. I'm like, hey, you guys got any people in your locker room that feel the same way as Cole? They're like, do we? Yes. They're like, do we? I'm like, yeah, okay. So then I started thinking, then I started sending out more messages. I was like, hey, who are they? Who are the players that are again? And they're like, hey, Pat, it spans. It's people from, and it's just like the NFL, by the way. The NFL is a melting pot. And when I realized is it's not who a lot of people think or potentially it's not a lot of, there's a lot of like, there was one stat that came out that said
it's coaches, it's
big names,
people you would never expect to be like, hey, I know owner, GM, I know you want everybody to get it, but guys that aren't even that high on the totem pole, but like I draw a strong line here, and that's that's cool. It's a medical decision, like, and I feel like up until this point, that's always been cool. It's always been okay to take, to go through your own process or whatever that is. But now it's like, hey, and I understand it from the standpoint of, hey, you're being selfish, and there's others, and it takes all of us. Like, I get that part of it, but the science is still, we're not sure how, vaccinated is still being impacted in certain ways, unvaccinated are. So it's still a lot of things that are playing out. And I know a lot of people feel like they have the answers, but honestly, 2 years from now, we'll have a lot more answers than we have today. And regardless of what side of the fence you're on, and that's just a part of it. But
that's the interesting thing, though. Whenever you said regardless of the side of the fence you're on, like, I think a lot of people are normally staring through a fence at somebody on the other side, having to potentially be standing next to them. What the fuck are you doing? Why do you're like? It has been fascinating for me to learn who is for and who. It is very much an individual's. Like,
we'll never know. We'll never know truly who, because there's a lot of people probably on TV who feel like they have to say things or they're afraid to say other things because of the attack that'll come with it. And it's a lot of players who will never speak out publicly because you don't want to be a distraction in the locker room. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be a bad teammate. You're going into a season. Obviously, everybody's trying to win a championship and things along those lines. And then if you're in that locker room, like, how do you – I kind of remember it's kind of some feelings of like 2017 where, like, some guys were kneeling, some guys weren't. It was guys like, dang, like, how is that balance? What's right? What's wrong? What sacrifice am I going to make for my family? Am I going to, so it's a tough spot to be in as a player. It's a tough spot to be in if you're in the public eye because, your opinion does have reach. And like I said, and I want to, make that crystal clear as well. I'm not on here using my platform saying, don't get vaccinated. Don't trust the science. Don't do this. I'm all for the vaccine. I have close friends, family members who are vaccinated, and I am team science. I'm team vaccine. I want it to work. I want it to be right. But I also respect others' opinions that say, hey, you know what? I'm just not ready. I'm not comfortable with it right now.
Yeah, it's a wild time to be alive, and we will talk about this not just 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. And I think I am very much a person like, oh, yeah, do you. I'm like a big do you guy. I'm a big, hey, do you. I don't know your world, why you want to feel that way. I obviously, getting back into arenas had happened, and there's obvious positives that come from that. But then every day it feels like we're learning about different stuff as well. Who knows what this is going to look like a week from now, 2 weeks from now. But I appreciate you going out and saying, listen, this is how some people feel because there's normally a time where people feel that way. They will not come out and say it. You definitely, ate some bullets yesterday, though. I can feel it.
But it was literally right after one of my guys FaceTimed me, like, with the Band-Aid, like, bro, they got me. They got me. Like, you're 25. He's been tested, all greens, never got it. Wears his mask, does all these things, and he's got it. So, and with and it didn't make sense to me from this standpoint either. The NFL, you had a .08 positive test rate last year. You didn't cancel a game. We got the entire season. We got the Super Bowl with no vaccines, with the COVID running absolutely wild around the country, around the world. And then the following year with the vaccine, with other things in place, and now you're coming with these treatments. So it just didn't make sense from that standpoint either. But it's the NFL, it's their private business, and you got a choice, guys. You can just say, fuck you, I don't want to play football anymore.
Well, DeAndre Hopkins put that tweet out and then deleted it. He said he doesn't know what his future's like. There was others that deleted tweets after saying things, I assume, because the team reached out to him and said, hey, let's calm it down here. We're going to figure this whole thing out. But one report came out and said that there was 7 to 8 pillar players. Yeah, Florio says on Pro Football Talk, per source, one NFL team has 8 players who refuse to ever get vaccinated. 7 of them. So there's one of them that's just hangs around. 7 of them are regarded as too good to be cut. So there's a team out there that the NFL is going to stare down, by the way. So we don't know who this team is.
I got a very good idea of who that team is.
Okay, so Darius knows who this team is. So if this team,
Zoom call right now.
If this team is a real team, though, the NFL is going to have to stare
this team contender. The
NFL is going to have to stare this team down then, and this team is just going to stay. Because he says who refused to ever get vaccinated. So these players heard that the team could potentially be fined $7 million. They heard that they might have to do meetings from Zoom call. They might have to get tested every single day, do the whole thing, not be able to be at practice. And they're like, yeah, that's cool with me. I'm fucking doing it. 7 of them. What team? You don't have to say the team, but that's a legit story. And is that happening in numerous places where there's a couple guys, you think?
It's happening. And like I said, it's kind of similar to 2017. Because typically, you got friends on all the teams, but a lot of locker rooms aren't really talking to each other, especially going into a season. But this is one of those things where it's like, number one, okay, where the fuck is the NFLPA on this? And okay, this is where they stand. Okay, cool. Let's talk about that. And then we feel strongly about this over here. Who else is out there that feels this way? We obviously can't send it out on Twitter, so now you kind of got to go through the back channels and get connected different, and people having these conversations, and lawyers are getting involved in things like that. But it's just questions that people have. It's because you saw, it's just a lot of questions. It may get a little messy, it may not. We know how these things go. Money talks at the end of the day, and guys obviously want to play football. And the NFL is doing what they feel is right as far as a business standpoint. But these are, like you said, these locker rooms, these are people. And people have various feelings and thoughts and ideas when it comes to things like this. So when you got a group of, 7, 8 guys who are really your guys, that dramatically changes things when you got a couple guys around the roster that are sprinkled. Because we know how the NFL works. We can just get that guy out of he's cut. But if it's the starting quarterbacks, starting DBs, linemen, things along that line, you can't go into a season without that. So it's some real concerns and it's some real players and good teams that are involved, obviously.
Well, and the leaders, the good players are the leaders. They kind of set the tone for everybody else too. So if there's 7 of these 8
pillars,
Pillars, yeah. If there's 7 pillars of your team, the younger guys see them and they're like, all right, so we are going to say fuck them. All right, that's what we're going to do. That is a big deal. This is going to explode, much like your timeline did yesterday. We appreciate you every time.
I hope not. I hope not like that.
Hey, well, that's the world, though. It's going to happen, especially with this. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. Thank you, buddy. We missed you down here, buddy. See ya.
Bills Mafia is not going to be happy with those 7 players.
That sucks that the Bills won't get vaxxed.
Well, I don't know if it's the Bills, but I do know that Old Bean came out after Cole Beasley was one of the faces of this thing, and he said, we will cut an unvaccinated player if it's going to affect our team over a vaccinated player or whatever. So now those quotes are coming out, those types of thinking. Buffalo Bills GM would cut unvaccinated player if it means operating like normal. Hey, Cole. Everybody else did it. You're the only motherfucker. So I hate it. You've done great work for us. You're going to have to go rap somewhere else, dude.
The fuck out of here.
We would like to have meetings again. Yeah, we don't like it. Hey, we're all about your... And that is what Darius Butler was saying was... Now, I don't want people to think that I'm out here, promoting anything.
No
way.
The only thing I promote is, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
Okay? I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor.
No.
I heard D-Butt say a couple times, I know the science says this and science says that. I don't even know that. Right? I don't even know.
I don't know what science
I don't know
says.
what science
Can't talk
says.
to it.
I know there is some contradicting shit that has popped up in my timeline over the last 17 months or whatever. So I don't really know I don't dive deep enough. You do what you got. I did mine because it made everybody's life a lot easier. And I believed, okay, this one should help me out maybe. That, from what I read, this should help me out for going forward. This is good. But then obviously there are some people who read into the weeds, and especially professional athletes who care about their body so much. Everything that's going in and going out of their body, they start reading, researching. They have their friends research, their doctors research, their trainers. He said strength coaches, people that like study the body look into this. Well, it could do this, it could do this. And guys are like, I'm not doing that ever with my body. My body is a goddamn, what's that called? Temple, yeah. That's people. There's players in the league, a lot of people that are professional athletes that legitimately view their body as a temple, but it's also their tool. So I thought early, whenever the vaccinations came out, I was like, oh, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens in the NFL. It's going to be very fascinating. And then as it's kind of rolled out here, hasn't been a big story. Some teams had low percentages. And then up to yesterday, the NFL goes, bang, we ain't fucking around anymore. You're either doing it or you get the hell out of here. And there's going to be a lot of players that very much care about this passionately. This might be something that some players view as like a necessity to their life because of how serious they treat their bodies. And for whatever reason, they have not been sold on the. I'm not going to ever tell those like, hey, you probably have done more research than I have to feel that way. But what the NFL is saying is like, yeah, your whole life is a lot easier. Is that good for your body too if you do this? And can you get them to sway or not? I don't know. We're running into just like the OTAs thing. We're running into something here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, big time standstill. And like for Cole Beasley,
Standoff, yeah.
Standoff, yeah. If he gets cut or whatever, it doesn't seem like he's going to go to a different team and get the vaccine then. Like, do you think players are just going to retire and just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm done then?
Yeah, well, they take the year off because they all could have opted out and got that $350,000.
Yeah.
They've all missed that, though. But this memo protocol thing didn't come till weeks after that. So it's like...
Well, and even then, like, they take a year off, but is this next year, are they going to change it, or is it going to be the exact same thing?
And to his point of comparing that to 2017, I think what a lot of people outside the locker room didn't fully realize is the guys that maybe didn't kneel during the national anthem, the way they were treated by their friends and their community. And it's like, I think that same thing will happen in this world.
Yeah, for sure.
Where it's like, oh, you let them?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like that is the type of, you got to remember the type of humans that are in the NFL and make it to the NFL. That is the type of, I mean, there's a lot of mavericks that make it. And to be clear, whenever the entire world was telling me I have to do something, my entire life, somebody tells me I have to do something, there is about 100% chance I'm not doing it. You got to do this, you got to do this. I'm probably doing the complete opposite. Just naturally that my brain is wired that way. Like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. It's like, I'm naturally going to be like, no.
I'll go do that.
I'm not fucking
sorry.
I don't know why everybody thinks this is and that's just, I'm an asshole. That's why I don't really want to have a kid because the kid's going to have that as well and it's going to be a nightmare. But when the entire world was like, there was commercials every single where you need to do this. I saw some actor who's really good thespian telling me that if I didn't, I was going to kill people or whatever. And I was like, all right, see, I'm in it, I'm with it. But now that everybody is telling me to do something, I'm kind of a little bit more resistant. And then as I started reading about our business and other businesses we potentially do business with, it was like, okay, I'll fucking get it. All right, let's go ahead and do that. But there's people that are going to naturally fight this. Just naturally, their brains are wired to fight it because they're being told they have to do something. You have to do something. And they've seen that you don't actually. There's been people that have proven that you don't. It's going to be a big fucking deal, though. There's a bunch of people tweeting already, deleting tweets, rewording tweets. The narrative of the tweet is, I'm not happy I was forced to take this, so if anything happens later, I mean, this is going to get sloppy.
A tweet just came out from Daniel Kaplan. He's a sports business reporter for The Athletic. He said a vaccinated NFL player who is on COVID reserve will get his per-game bonus if he has one. An unvaccinated player who would not get the bonus if he's on.
So here's even.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, there's just another.
Keep going.
Another hook.
What was the reaction to our memos yesterday? The $70 million possible fine. What'd they say? There's a lot of players still saying they ain't doing
like it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, let's come out the next day. Throw fucking mud, dude.
Go, take your money now.
Hey, you don't get vaccinated, you ain't getting no fucking bonus. You miss a game. How
How's
about
that sound? You don't have to though.
Hey, don't worry about it.
It's your choice.
You got to do your meetings from an office across the hall.
Yeah.
Got to wear a mask, get tested every single morning, 6:30 a.m. And you also won't get your bonus if you miss a game or whatever. Don't have to.
Up to you.
Choice is yours.
But you can see how somebody be like, these motherfuckers.
Yeah, Cole Beasley's fuming right
Not happy. Yeah. And there's a lot of others, too.
Sure.
This will be crazy to watch. We're back in 6. What's the most beer you did in one night, you think, of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, you know, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, you know, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on you. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them.
Nice.
But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused, they'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
That opening kickoff in that Super Bowl you're referring to with the Colts, Hester takes to the crib. You having a little bit of a heart attack there?
Very bad decision, Pat, on my part. All week up in Indy, we're practicing, and we know he's their number one threat. They don't have a lot of offensive weaponry. They win with defense and special team. So for the whole week, we're in Indy. We're not going to let him touch the ball. We practice squibbing to the corners, bouncing the ball, high kick, pop-up kickoff, punt it out of bounds, everything to not let him touch the ball. We have a chapel service, and the chaplain talks about David and Goliath, and he says, hey, the reason David beat Goliath, he wasn't afraid. Everybody else was afraid. David ran right at him, threw it right between the eyes, and it was over. And I started thinking, we're acting like we're afraid of Devin Hester. So I told the team on Saturday night, I hope we lose the toss. We're going to kick off. We're going to kick it right down the middle. When we pound him, they'll know we mean business. David and Goliath, it's going to be over. We kicked it to him. 12 seconds later, he's in the other end. He's looking at me saying, what idiot decided to kick the ball to Devin Hester? But fortunately, the last 59 minutes, the team made up for it.
Wait until they see the tone we set on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, that was it.
I bet you Vinatieri was sitting there.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Welcome to the play!
His spinal cord
is severed.
Look to your right.
Look to your right. Look to your right a little bit.
I'm sick of you Pokemon nerds hustling my fucking dog.
I'm getting pretty sick of them too.
I only learned American history. I don't know shit about anywhere else.
You had to have, I mean,
You don't even know American history.
Yeah, I do. I know almost everything about American history.
Who's our second president?
Sam Adams.
Wrong.
Close.
John Adams.
So you got half loaf? Yeah. You know, it turns out when you don't do all your shopping at the gas station, there are other products.
Huh. That's kind of
Wait, they have more than hot dog buns? $1 bill in America is
undefeated.
I mean,
tried and true.
As far as strip
You guys don't have a $1 bill?
No, we got loonies and fucking undercover cop.
You go volunteer firefighter today. What is this?
I don't know. I saw these glasses. I was like, I need to do these. Just the, I mean, it does look like. Hey, you guys want some weed?
You know
where to go, right there.
No, look left. Look left. There it is.
Do a spin.
That's nice.
That's
Look,
not
have a
good.
hat.
Oh,
Bill is bald.
Bill, that is not coming back.
Bar sailing, but I hit the buffet before I left and I ate so much food, dude. So much food. And I was used to being on boats, but I went on the smaller boat, like with the parasailing shit. And yeah, dude. I remember I took down like 2 pizzas, 3 burgers. I got Look away. See, did you parasail? Look away. Look away. I parasail puked all over the place, dude.
Dump? Like, what is
No.
that thing?
So what they did after all the stuff that happened with him, they actually cut Ron Jeremy's penis off and planted it in this pad.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hour 2 on this Roman Reigns John Cena Friday. July 23rd, 2021 will begin right. The Hammer Down Boys have been in here, and the Hammer Down Boys will take over whenever I have to bounce out here in a bit. For this beautiful Friday. Joining all of us now in the attic in Ohio, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. Yeah! AJ, what up, dog?
What's happening, man? How's the show going?
Hey, the show's not bad. Darius Butler came on, and we talked about, Cole Beasley, he and some others who have deleted tweets have kind of been the face of the NFL players and maybe even staff or anybody else that's like, we're being forced to take this vaccine and we are not happy about it. We are not happy about it. Darius Butler is no longer in the NFL but has a lot of friends in the NFL. He actually said that he put the tweet out about the forcing of a needle into an arm of a player after he got done FaceTiming with a 25-year-old who's in the league that he's probably mentored for a while. He's like, they forced me to do this thing. The more memos and more protocols are coming out. The vaccine is going to happen for every player in the NFL, but Florio's come out and said, hey, there's one team that says, there's 8 players that said, we ain't never going to do it. 7 of them, one of them's kind of not worth a fuck, but 7 of them are regarded as too good to be cut. We're staring down an inevitable situation here, I think, AJ. This is not going to go away because the NFL is sinking their feet in more to saying, no, everybody's going to get vaccinated. And then I think, and I might be wrong here, but this is just kind of like a psychology thing. I think that is then for the pillar players that are like, we're never going to do it. That might sink them in more too, right? I'm not 100% sure, but we might be staring down an interesting situation here.
Oh, I mean, yeah, this is something that's never happened before in professional sports, and hopefully we never have to deal with something like this again. But, I mean, it's a no-win situation wherever you are. If you're an athlete, if you're playing, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because football players play football. That's what they specialize in. That's what you would be an expert in. So when you start diving into everything else, where do you look for answers? Where do you look for the truth? I have no clue, man. That's why I try to stay out of it. I don't feel passionate enough about anything really to argue with people, but especially in this situation, I do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right answer for you to give. It's the right answer that I have given numerous times, but there's a lot of people that are super passionate about this, and I think you would understand this. We were talking about it as we were coming back in. I think the reason why some players were going to, and I tried to say this when I was talking to Darius, there's going to come names that are going to come out that are going to be not wanting to take the vaccine. I don't think they're anti-vaxxers, by the way. I don't think that's the case, but not wanting to take this particular shot yet, that are going to surprise people maybe politically, everything. I think each situation is legitimately its own situation.
Oh.
Situations are
somewhat situational.
Always situational, especially in this situation. And I was talking to them, some guys, you know, your body is your tool if you're a professional athlete, but some guys view it as like, hey, a full temple. Everything that goes inside of it is monitored, weighed, checked, stripped. Everything is in there. Their body, to work out this much, you do this much. There's so much science, both nutritional and physical science out there. Russell Wilson has 5 people that are work around him when he's on a Peloton with a mask on. There's people out there that are the professional levels. I think those guys are potentially going to be some of the guys that are like, you're not shooting anything into me that. And then what if their doctor or their nutritionist or their trainer is like, no, we don't know anything about that. That will not mix well with blah, 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 whatever you got going on. There's a chance that this could be a real fucking problem. So I hope not. I hope not. I hope we're all safe. I hope we beat COVID in the next day.
Hell yeah.
I hope we eliminate COVID within the next day or two.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get that D to C us never. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Get that Delta strain the hell out of here. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking happens. Obviously, that's what I hope happens, but I don't think that's happening from what I've been told. I might be wrong, and we are going to stare down a vax, non-vax, $70 million fine potentially for one another billionaire thing. This is going to get wild.
I mean, these guys who, like, do you think these numbers are going to change at all? Like, if there's 7 or 8 guys on that team, and we know those guys aren't ever going to do it, but if it's like that on a couple other teams, like, and they're like, are these guys just going to decide in a week or two? Like,
if you're a
hey,
bubble
I'll
guy,
get vaccinated now.
Hey, if you're a role player or a bubble guy, I would imagine this will force you to get it real quick. If you have been somebody that is holding out, because the GM even says, if we had to choose, right, we would choose a vaccinated player for the team.
So, what did the guy that's going to decide whether or not I work as an insurance salesman say? He said he would cut me if I was not vaccinated.
I'll fire you.
Okay, yeah. Can I find
Schedule that.
Yeah, right now.
Give me 3 of them, whatever it is. I'll take 3. That's what happened yesterday. That's what happened yesterday.
Yep.
But the ones that are the 7 guys that are too good to be cut guys.
What team? What team is that?
Well, D-Butt said, I know what team it is.
Yeah.
D-Butt said he knows because he's talked to a lot of guys around. You can start speculating on who it might be. But allegedly, the team that's in the city that we're currently in, the vaccination rate of the team is the lowest in the NFL, I think. I think it's like one or two of the lowest in the NFL. That team is very good contenders. And if it's below 50%, you have to think they'd at least have some important players on there. 7 is a lot, though, in the game of NFL. 7 studs is a big deal.
Especially if it's your quarterback. I mean, when Denver had to roll out Kendall Hinton or whatever the hell that guy's name was, that was like embarrassing almost to watch because it wasn't real football. Like, if you don't have a quarterback, you're absolutely screwed.
Today they added that if you're unvaccinated and you miss a game because of it, your play bonus, nothing, games played bonuses, nothing. You don't get paid, I don't think. Sorry about it.
Where does that money go? Does it go back towards the salary cap?
No, that money goes to the foundation that they give from all of our fines. Where the fuck does that money go?
I mean, you would think if you get fined, you could at least try to allocate where that money goes a little bit. I mean, you could vet it so guys can't take advantage of it, but yeah, you would think.
That's what we've been fighting for a long time. Like, okay, at least let us have it as a write-off too, because it's money that you were taking from us to donate. But instead, I have been fined, and I was not asked where I wanted the money to go, and I did not write it off. CFO Phil might have tried.
Because they take it out. No, they take it out of your check, so you would have to, I think, write a check to them to make it more legit to write it off.
Yeah, whatever the case, the fine money, where the fuck does it go? This unpaid money for the non-vac, where the hell does that go? Does that just stay with the company then? Does that stay with the team? And does that probably go to that goes to the payment of the other team if they lose out on a game, $70 million.
Probably.
That's going to be a big deal. This is going to be a conversation that's not going to stop. We could talk about this literally for the next 2 hours. We have Ian Rappaport joining us in 5 minutes. We might ask him about that, but there's some other NFL news we have to hit before we get with Rap Sheet. Ben Roethlisberger has come out on the record and stated that his camp is him, his wife, his trainer, and his agent. Ain't nobody talking to anybody. Now, we learned a lot about Ben because a member of his camp, him told his testimony to a church on Zoom that immediately got released the next morning by Adam Schefter because somebody from within the house of the Lord on that Zoom decided to strip Ben of all of his privacy and ruin his life. That was where we learned about Ben's forearms and everything of that nature. But this offseason, just a week ago, we learned that Ben was eating stricter than Tom Brady. That Ben Roethlisberger knew his weight was a problem. It's what he's focused on since the beginning of offseason. Then we were told by Brooke Pryor that he didn't make any drastic changes. So now we're starting to wonder, the shirt that Ben wore to camp that said different written out on there, in that jawline we could see, is that just a fresh fade and a fresh cut beard? Does he not look different at all? Was that us just believing and buying into the stricter diet than Tom Brady? Ben Roethlisberger spoke to the press afterwards. No, we don't have it.
There it is. Now it's up.
And we have it.
There are reports coming out of my camp, and my camp is my wife, my agent, my trainer, and I know that none of them talked to that person, so I'm not really sure where that information came from. But like I said, naturally you do. You work on your diet, you work on exercise, and you have to do everything you can to get yourself ready to play this game at this age and for this many years. You find ways to do it, but some things get exaggerated a little bit from golf analysts.
So no. So he didn't. Hey, from the golf analyst, we didn't change.
Took a shot, right?
We didn't change anything, and I didn't talk. So that was just a troll breaking news. It's a shame though, because I thought we were going to get a new Ben. Are we getting? We going to get the same old?
No, Bob and Ben.
That's fine. I mean, he's a consistent Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3 times Super Bowl. I'd be fine with the same old Ben. Led the league in passing 2 years ago. Yeah, I'd take him.
Okay, 11 wins straight. Sorry, 11-0. You take him.
I mean, everyone forgets that last year he was coming off a Tommy John season, did not have an off season. Ben's got a full normal offseason.
But nobody really had an offseason. He might have had like a better offseason than everybody because he actually had doctors around him in the quarantine.
He couldn't throw though. No, Tommy John couldn't throw.
I thought I saw him on a basketball court throwing, and he was on a plane.
No.
No.
Wasn't he throwing a towel at some point?
That was Jameis.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Thought they all do that, every quarterback.
Yeah, it's easy because it takes a little strain off your arms a little bit less. You still got to get through it because the towel won't pal if you don't. The towel won't pal if you don't. Because if you just accidentally, it won't pal. But if you throw it, that thing will pal. You know what I mean? Pal.
Got to snap it, right? You got to get that snap.
Pal. Yeah, because it doesn't really. You were one of those guys, weren't you?
Oh yeah. Never.
Whipping butt cheeks.
You definitely. You had the old Sandusky snap, I bet.
I didn't play in any of the locker room games in any of the sports that I played.
AJ has an actual name for the move that he has. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just called it the Sandusky flop.
I mean, honestly, I just came up with that as you were.
Okay,
pal.
You think I'm snapping dudes? What am I in 7th grade? I'm snapping dudes with the towel.
Were you in 7th grade? Were you doing that? Because if you're doing it in 7th grade, I believe you were probably doing it as an adult.
Carried on, yeah.
And if you weren't doing it, General Bob was definitely snapping butt cheeks in the locker room.
General Bob.
I cannot speak for Bob. I cannot speak for his shenanigans. But no, I didn't take open showers in 7th grade, so I couldn't be snapping towels.
Oh, okay. Respect. I saw one of those lead to quite an interesting physical.
Is that right?
A naked fight?
With who?
I've seen numerous naked fights. Too many to. I mean, just it's unbelievable.
I walk out. You gotta back out when that happens. I'm like, I'm not getting in between.
It is, and I think Pat Anger came on and told the story.
Oh yeah.
Pat Anger and Dwayne Allen got into it one time. And, the way Pat Anger tells it is he was on the wrong end of that whole thing. But I think he was trying to get an arm bar, he said, or something like that. But it was that was an awesome one because that was one of the only fights I've ever seen that immediately upon it ending, by the way, with people trying to help break it up, but kind of, I mean, there's arms flying and there's just body parts everywhere. They laughed about it immediately afterwards because everybody just started dying. Like, are you two fucking kidding me right now? It was Ian Rappaport just called me.
Oh, no.
Rap sheet.
Is he on? Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, he might have more stories of naked fights. But the towel whip is definitely something that started one or two that I have seen in my life. Those are not my shenanigans, but if it is your shenanigans, you know that fisticuffs could follow immediately. Joining us is a man who probably has never done any of the things that we just spoke about because all he does is get the information we need to know. From the NFL Network and NFL.com, the host of The Canceled Show, Rap Sheet and Friends, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Rap Sheet, what up, dude?
Hang on a second. Are you trying to tell me that you think that I've never had a naked locker room fight?
Yeah.
That would actually be true.
I didn't want to judge you too much, but I feel like I got a pretty good read on you at this point. Like, pretty good. I feel like I know where you're sitting on most cases. But let's dive into these things because I know you have a very busy day, and it's only getting busier with every protocol that the NFL sends out about the money in life that the players are going to lose that aren't vaccinated. Is there any end in sight for this? Florio said, or put out a tweet, that there's 7 good players, too good to be cut players on one team that say they're never going to get vaccinated. I just talked to Darius Butler, who has friends in a lot of locker rooms. And he said, hey, there's a lot of good players right now that are saying no. This is going to be a standoff, isn't it? Does the NFL understand that and expect that, you think?
Yeah, I would echo that, by the way. Like, there are some superstars who are saying as of now they are not going to get vaccinated. Could that change? You know, possibly. I think what's going to be interesting, guys, is you get to training camp and you see the unbelievably different life that players are going to lead who are vaccinated compared to unvaccinated. Like, players like to go away during the bye week. They like to go sometimes to tropical places or whatever it is. They're not going to be able to do that if they're unvaccinated. Like, those sorts of life things, we'll see if those change minds. But, you know, look, I think the NFL, me, a lot of people would like everyone to get vaccinated for a lot of different reasons. But everyone doesn't have to get vaccinated. There can be star players who are unvaccinated. The point is you have enough, you have sort of the herd immunity of the NFL where you have 85% of the players, enough players who are vaccinated to where even if a star who's unvaccinated gets it, it wouldn't spread in a way that would negatively affect the team. I think that is sort of what the goal is. It's not, I don't know if anyone believes 100% that every single player is going to get vaccinated. You just need enough.
So if they do have 85%, I know that has been thrown out there. Do the unvaccinated players still have to follow all the same protocols and masks and social distance? Okay.
Yeah. Then like
forever,
it's uncomfortable. Like, it's really like masks and, you have to socially distance and meetings and like you can't see family members on the road. Where your flying accommodations are drastically different. Life will be very hard for unvaccinated players.
And that's the goal, right? The NFL's goal was to get everybody vaccinated by making the life absolutely miserable for whatever reason. And that's because they don't want any there should be no reason a game should be moved or a game should be missed. Is that what the NFL is thinking? And if it's because of our own decisions happening in our own buildings, we are going to make people pay for that. Is that what it is? And when did they come to this decision? Was it after the date where guys could opt out and make money for the season, $350,000 on purpose? Or did the guys know that these protocols were probably going to be coming whenever they opted in to the season?
Well, it is the NFL and the NFLPA working on a lot of this together. Now, what came yesterday was from the NFL, but the NFLPA came out and said late last night that a lot of these things that were in the memo yesterday were actually on the books last year. Like if let's say you miss a game because you have COVID or you're on the COVID list, you don't get your per game roster bonus. Like that was on the books from last year. Now there's some things that changed, a forfeit possibly being in play. Obviously, that changed. The inability to add a 19th week, obviously was sort of the news yesterday. But a lot of this stuff was on the books last year. It's not like it has drastically changed. It's just it kind of came up again because I think you do have players who are saying, I don't want to get vaccinated. Why are you forcing me? And then they see the rules and they're like, you're not forcing me, but you're coming very close. And to me, it's sort of like, no one has to get forced to do anything, but if you're not going to get vaccinated, you have to understand the reality that has set in. Like, people can do what they want, but the NFL also and the NFLPA together can also do what it wants as well.
Ian, what about something, I think that you're the one that broke this, that reported it earlier, that Devontae Adams and the Packers, that talks are dead, basically. Did something happen to hold him up? And do you see them, like, is this going to drag on?
It's going to drag on. And I actually don't know when talks will be restarted. That's what's kind of interesting here. Is that the Davante Adams bobble?
It's Aaron Rodgers. I figured this is the reason why that stopped.
I thought that too, but that is actually not the case. In my head, like, I knew they were having talks, but I didn't know how serious they got because I thought Davante wouldn't commit to the Packers until he knew about Rodgers, but they were having serious negotiations without knowing Aaron Rodgers' status. The problem is Davante Adams wants to be and probably should be the number one paid receiver in the NFL. This guy should just host the show, by the way. Number one receiver in the NFL. And the Packers are not willing to give him what DeAndre Hopkins got based on new money. So they broke off talks Monday. Everyone kind of waited to see if they would restart. They have not. There's no end in sight. So those two sides are basically nowhere.
So does that mean that you're assuming or under the thought that this is the last season for Davante and he's going to go to free agency? Is it like, did it end bad, you think? Or is there like I want this, we're not going to give you this, there's no deal ever in sight? Because I think the way I read it was, okay, so he doesn't know if Aaron's going to be there. Andy's going to be a free agent. They won't pay him that. Somebody will. If Aaron was there, wouldn't he more likely be like, okay, I'll take a little bit of a discount if I know that the MVP of the NFL is going to be there? Is it feel as if it feels, in the way you tweeted, it sounded like it felt that way, but there's a lot of people like kind of counter-arguing that you think Davante Adams and the Packers are going to split, huh? You feel, yeah?
I didn't think so. If you asked me 2 days ago, I would have said absolutely not. Now, I honestly don't know because they could franchise him next year, but the number's really high. It's like $20 million or something. So, what the Packers have done sometimes is they waited the guys to get free right up against free agency. They did it with Aaron Jones this year and then strike a deal. Sam Shields, I think, got kind of a similar deal. The Packers have waited, and then done deals. They also will negotiate through the season, as what happened with Bakhtiari this year. So I wouldn't say it's like over. But him becoming a free agent is way more viable and realistic now than I ever thought. And I'm like, I was actually really surprised by this news. I will say that.
Okay, let's dive into the last little piece of information here that could be breaking news or considered breaking news from you. Michael Thomas is getting surgery on his ankle. He's expected to miss time. Didn't he have an ankle injury last year? Did he get surgery in the offseason? Did they push this surgery off? Because now, no Drew Brees. They had to lose like 6 people on the defensive side due to the salary cap. Michael Thomas is out to start the season, and they don't have a quarterback. What the hell is going on down in New Orleans?
Sean Payton is a great coach, and we will potentially find out this year. So here's what we know about Michael Thomas. The plan was for him to have a minor ankle cleanup right after the season. What I found out actually late last night was that in June he had a major ankle surgery. So it was to repair torn ligaments in his ankle, about a 4-month recovery. So what you're looking at is missing the first several weeks of the season, maybe be 5, 6, 7, something like that, if everything goes well. So either he put it off and had surgery in June, or he's had 2 surgeries. One was early and the other was in June. I know he needed the surgery, so this was not a decision from Michael Thomas. Like he had to have it. The timing is unfortunate, but he had to have it. You hope he comes back stronger, but this is absolutely going to test the Saints and Sean Payton and Jameis or whoever the quarterback is. Like really just a difficult situation in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's top 5 player and top 5 wide receiver in everybody's conversation, Michael Thomas down there. And I've seen a couple situations like this before where somebody's had to correct a surgery after getting one in rehab, maybe wasn't going exactly how they thought it would be at this time. And then you find a time where you're like, if we don't go now, we're never going to get anything. Pretty unfortunate. Maybe we'll learn more as it goes on. Although HIPAA violations are a real son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. The Browns are reporting that they're going to extend Chubb and Denzel Ward before Baker. Is Baker's deal going to be, closer to the 30 mark where like Wentz is, or is it going to be as high as like a Lamar Jackson?
It's hard for me to. Well, first of all, I believe that is the case, that the Browns are looking at potential extensions for Chubb and Ward now before Baker. Makes sense. I don't think they have anything to decide on Baker, but more information is not bad. Like, I think it's okay to do the extension next year as opposed to this year. I don't see any quarterback taking the $30 million extension. So to me, Dak signs for 40. My guess is that Lamar and Josh Allen both come in over $40 million. So if you're Baker and you wait a year, and let's say the Browns go deep into the playoffs again, last year was a good season for Cleveland. Like, he's going to be asking for the same. So, we're probably talking in the low 40s if he gets an extension. It's a lot of money, but as I always say, like, it's the only thing worse than having to pay your quarterback like $40 million is literally not having a quarterback to pay. That's probably the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I think so. Or pay your quarterback and then the coach and the quarterback hate each other just a year later and you got to ship them off to Detroit. Go ahead.
Not fantastic.
Go ahead, Ty.
Rap sheet. Going back to Devontae Adams, is there any chance you think the Packers trade him maybe mid-season or at some point because they know they're probably not getting Rodgers back, so there's a good chance they're not going to get him back anyway, so they could recoup some of his value?
In any other situation, I would say that actually would make a lot of sense. If you're the Packers, and let's say that Aaron Rodgers plays this season for the Green Bay Packers. That's what we think. We don't know, but that's what we think. Well, then they're going for it, right? You're going to try to win a Super Bowl. You'll figure out what happens after the season, and whatever. Well, you're not going to trade your best receiver mid-season. You're just going to ride it out. You're going to go for it. You're going to hope you get it. And then if you're facing a massive rebuild without your top quarterback and top receiver, that sucks, but, maybe you'll have a Super Bowl kind of in the background to help you deal with it. So I think this year, if this is the last year in Green Bay with the whole band together, then I think they really are going to go for it and load up as opposed to kind of unloading first.
They don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that. That's not what they do at all. Big Ben Roethlisberger has lied to us. He didn't change his diet. What's that all about?
You don't think he looks different?
Yeah, I think he looks good. It might be good. Might be a good haircut. And whenever I looked at him for the first time, I was in the mindset that he changed his diet to be better than Tom Brady's, which is remarkable. I found that to be absolutely befuddling, but he did it. And then he just said, "Nah, I didn't do anything. What are we talking about here? Same Ben Roethlisberger's back."
I mean, I actually looked up online. I heard earlier in the offseason that Roethlisberger changed his diet, and I looked up online, and there were 4 different times over the last 15 years that there had been Roethlisberger changing diet stories. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just leave that alone.
Oh, Ian, come on.
I'm sorry.
It's good.
I mean, he looks great. I'm happy for him. I like Ben. But
what's next for you?
I mean, I tell you what. One of my friends texted me after seeing the picture. Brady should walk into training camp with a shirt that just says "same."
Whoa.
That would be quite a dunk on Ben Roethlisberger.
That'd be quite a dunk. No, here's what I'll say about Ben, though, in all seriousness. I thought last year he looked not obviously great at the end of the year, but a year from surgery, really major surgery, I think this year will be better. And the Steelers should be a really good team anyway. I think he's going to have a better physical year this year than last year, just because he's a year removed from that major surgery. Diet-wise, I don't know. The guy looks good. If you like big dudes. But I think he's going to have a good year regardless.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough division. We'll see how it goes. Can't thank you enough. Good luck on TV. We'll watch with bated breath for the news you're about to break immediately upon getting off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the canceled show, Rap Sheet and Friends, Ian Rappaport. Thank you, Ian. You didn't deserve it. Have a great weekend, dude. A couple quick things before I got to bounce out here, AJ. The ticker alluded to it earlier, but this is a big deal.
Huge.
Massive.
Huge. The Seattle Kraken kicked down the NHL's door just a couple nights ago with Chris Fowler, Marshawn Lynch, Sean Kemp, and the boys.
Hell yeah.
And created a whole new team. They stole Tanev from Pittsburgh Penguins, obviously just months after me falling in love with him because he was the fastest guy we fucking had. He's gone. He's there. Hello to the Kraken is what everybody was saying. Yep. Hello to the Kraken. Washington football team. There was a lot of conversations about them changing their name. Is that going to happen? This is absurd. A franchise changes its name this far into an operation, into an organization, into a legacy and everything like that. But for the betterment of everybody's happiness, have to do it. Nobody ever expects it to happen, but this is a massive ordeal. And the Washington football team knows that it's a big decision and knows that people are going to get pissed off regardless of what they call their team. With that being said, in the city that I'm about to hop on a plane and fly to, literally in 30 minutes or so, hop on a bird, fly over to this city. What once was known as a baseball team from Cleveland in Chief Wahoo. They are now the Cleveland Guardians.
Wow!
Let's go, Guardians! Go, Guardians! We got the Guardians of the Galaxy. They fucking hold it down.
Hell yeah!
Got two Guardians on a bridge that goes into Cleveland. They always hold it down. Now the Cleveland Guardians about to take the diamond by storm. When the Guardians show up, they're gonna get after it.
Hell yeah!
They're gonna hold it down. As Ohioan, AJ, how do you feel about the Guardians' name? This came out of nowhere. I don't even think they did a focus group sample thing.
Oh, nope.
The double G's around the ball. Hey, this is a two-seam fastball coming right at your fucking face. It's Guardians. It's Guardians. We're coming at you, man. I mean, it is wild that this is real. This just happened.
Yeah.
And this is what Cleveland's probably very pumped up about going into tonight's SmackDown for sure.
Hey, but okay, so why do they do it in the middle of the season? Baseball still has plenty of months to go, right?
They found the right answer.
Yeah.
They hit. So are they instantly going to start wearing these uniforms? Like
Yes.
Have to.
No, this is for 2020, the 2022 season.
What?
Yeah, so they will remain. Actually, I don't know name wise. I think they will remain the Cleveland Indians for the rest of this year.
And Chief Wahoo still be.
Yeah, and then starting next year, Cleveland Guardians.
Hey, is Chief Wahoo going to get a Jeter-like salute? I hope.
He better.
I want to see hat tips all around the parks.
Yeah.
Hell of a run. Now the Guardians are coming in and fucking clean house. Obviously, the Cleveland Guardians are in the
AL,
and that means they have to play against
not the Pirates until
That's
the World
what I've been
Series.
saying, yeah.
Both Sox.
We'll run into them in the World Series, but if they get past the Boston Red Sox,
Yes.
Guardians was a wild name.
Wild.
But once they, a lot of Cleveland bloggers started like tweeting at me and telling me that actually Guardians are on the bridge that goes right over the stadium.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Are they going to have that like go right up from the belt buckle straight up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It looked like a Blue Origin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
The vest he was wearing, yeah.
Yeah, I just think they do that whole thing, like do the whole Guardian thing right up from here, right up the happy trail, right up to the chest.
That would have been sweet. And the name Guardians is okay. The logo they decided to
Double
go with
Gs?
is fucking as Mickey Mouse as it gets.
You don't like baseball.
No. Hey,
Hey, look, because the crowd, you know what the crowd's going to do? Crowd's going to go like this in the stands. They're just going to hold up their hands like this. They're just going fastball, Guardians.
Two-seamer.
Hey, I say Guardy, you say ins. Guardy, ins. Guardy, ins. Yeah, Cleveland, are you with me? Woo! Woo!
They need to get like an 8-foot dude as their mascot, dressed up.
He walked around as Guardian.
Yeah, and he's Guardian out.
Maybe they just get MGK. Machine Gun Kelly is built like that Guardian.
Perfect. Yeah, just give him a massive sword.
Just have him walk around. Yeah, he'll be the EST Guardian.
or Commander Aziz.
Oh! We need him on Friday nights. We can't just have him in Cleveland. True. Anyways, I got to get out of here. The Hammer Down Boys will be hosting the rest of the way. Can't thank you enough. Friday night SmackDown. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. The Olympic ceremonies were this morning. It was fun to watch. Don't rewatch it tonight. Watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
We're also going live from Rolling Loud. I will not be at Rolling Loud. I found out yesterday. I was a little bit disappointed, though. I was getting the loudest.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably.
Stage
After that
collapsed at
stage.
Rolling Loud.
No.
Oh, yeah, stage went down.
When?
Yesterday. Yeah. Don't think anybody was hurt, but it collapsed.
Yeah, the stage at Rolling Loud.
Oh, no. Hopefully that's all figured out by tonight.
I don't know if the wrestling portion is messed up, but the stage, I believe, where people were going to be performing.
Why is everything fucking up, dude?
I don't know.
We just talked about it yesterday. The Carnies, they all their shit. That's
know.
Hey, did you see the
Something's in
extended?
the air
I watched the
together.
extended video of like some of the aftermath after that dude flopped out and broke his back in half. Like he may be the toughest human alive. Like it was sad seeing everyone run to his aid.
They actually rank him 6th in that particular set of Carnies as the toughest.
Which is,
You should see the guy that's rolling the bowling ball.
oh, man.
This is from Rolling Loud here?
Yeah.
And nobody was hurt.
Yeah,
I don't
apparently
think
not.
so.
Good.
All right. Happy everybody's okay. I don't know what the hell that means for tonight. I was going to go full. Tonight I'm dressing fully as a rapper.
Here we go.
Okay.
You should.
What?
Oh, it's still going to go on. They probably figured that
What
thing
rapper?
Just if I was to be a rapper.
Oh, this should be good.
Here's a little bit of a tease. I'm going to have a lot of chains on.
Let's go.
Every chain you have seen me wear is getting stacked on my neck tonight. You know what I mean?
Who was your inspiration?
Just kind
Like,
of.
why'd you choose it? Why'd you choose it this week?
Act as if.
Because Rolling Loud. It's a rap
What are you
concert.
talking about?
Yeah, but you're going to be in Cleveland.
Yeah, but
Rock
shows
and roll.
also
calling action from Rolling Loud.
Wake up,
I mean,
Hawk.
let me just tell you something. You guys have been so confusing with this Rolling Loud situation. Like it's a concert, but there's wrestling going to happen. It's part of the WWE. Like I don't understand anything what's going on.
Well, that's why you gotta stay tuned.
Boom.
First match tonight.
See you
Little
tonight.
Wayne versus Rey
Tease.
Mysterio.
Who? What is it?
Little Wayne versus Rey Mysterio.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Do you know something I don't? That's awesome. You
Check
hear
it
that?
out.
Wheezy's fucked.
619. Booyaka, booyaka. 619. Wheezy F, and the F stands for fucked when the 619 hits him in the mouth. A lot of those rap lines, by the way, are going to get used tonight during the Rolling Loud. Is Rick Ross down there? Ooh. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. I think that's how it's going to work. I don't know what stage claps, what that means. I literally know nothing. I just have to get there. We'll see you in about 4 minutes with the Hammered Down Boys wrapping up this beautiful week that has been. Leading in the night SmackDown. Foxy's got another flick debuting today at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a giveaway on it. I don't think there is right now.
No giveaway.
That feels good.
AJ, you sticking around?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you guys.
I'd like a little bit more Olympic action.
Okay.
I watched. Me and Nick pretty much watched the entire opening ceremony, every single country that came out. So.
I did as well, by the way. What do we think of it?
What is wrong with you?
It's great.
It stinks.
What is wrong with
The
it?
girl on the piano was
Every country?
dog shit.
Unbelievable.
going
What are
on?
you talking about? Do you see her fingers?
The performance was subpar, but I wanted to see a good scouting report on all the athletes coming out.
I
And
understand,
got that.
and I did that as well. We'd hope that our gambling site would do the same, or a gambling show would do the same. I assume that's what Diggs was doing,
Yeah.
eyeing up the competition and who are the good horses to bet on. But how about when they were just running around with those blocks on the stage? Everybody had a bunch of blocks.
That was interesting.
That was to anti-curse the stadium.
Oh, that was Sage?
Tradition, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hell of a tap dance performance as well.
Well,
There's
how
a
about-
solo shot.
And did you see the 50 sports done in 50 seconds?
Yeah, that was cool.
I enjoyed it.
That was cool.
They kind of mailed it in on the sailing. They just zoomed in on the guy's chest.
It's bullshit.
You don't have to watch. It's already out there.
Yeah.
Hey, did Cena kick it off or something or anything?
The Rock, I guess, is kicking off the replay of it tonight, but forget about that. SmackDown, 8 o'clock on Fox. See ya. Thank you, guys. See everybody on Monday. Hope you have the greatest weekend of your life. No giveaway on that, huh?
No giveaway.
Oh.
Man.
Give away a trip to Tokyo.
I know, yesterday you gave.
He'll film your bathroom party.
One-way trip. What's that?
One-way trip.
Old Ebby said he'll film your bathroom party for you if you win.
Film you.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Safe travels.
Yeah,
Good luck out there.
We'll see you out there. Maybe Fox will give out $1,000 to somebody.
Nah.
The network or Evan?
Yeah, reach out to them.
The great. No.
Han.
I see. I just saw a picture of you getting out of, I think, a 757 that was from Jim Irsay. What was that, and have you ever been in that plane before?
I thought it was like the team plane to fly all of the Indianapolis Colts. Literally, I mean, it's got the logo on it, Pat, and it was awesome. But look, that's just Jim. Pat, I had a wonderful 14 years there. It's obviously the team that I wanted to play for always. I understood the decision he had to make, and no hard feelings. And for him to send his plane to fly me and my son down here, it was a great gesture. A lot of room for me and Marshall. We were throwing the football. Pretty cool experience. Pretty cool father-son weekend.
By the way, as he's moving from event to event right now, you are the best, dude. Where are you headed right now?
I'm going to the game. I got Lynch. I got Faneca. I got these guys in the background.
Boys, congratulations. Yeah! Congratulations, boys. All right, Peyton. Oh, hey, there he is. Marshall, I hope you enjoyed that plane, pal. Hey, Peyton, last thing here. You talking to Tom Brady, you becoming friends with him. It was interesting to watch. Oh, yeah, take the photo. Take the photo. All right, we will wrap this up.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat, I don't think anybody can do what Tom has done. Look, I know how hard it was for me to get on the same page with my receivers, learn a new system, learn new coaches. But I had a full off season. I was injured. I was rehabbing. The fact that Tom has done this in a COVID pandemic off season, no time to meet with his receivers. He met with his coaches illegally by breaking into Byron Leftwich's house. So besides that, it's been incredible what he's been able to accomplish, and he deserves all the credit. His leadership is what's put the Bucs in this game today, and I have great respect for him because I know how hard it is, but he deserves all the credit.
Hey, how did you know Red 18 was coming?
Pat, I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you telling that story and just growing the legend. That was about the 18th time I tried it. I was over 17 going into that. And, when it doesn't hit, you just keep walking. Nobody ever really tells you about it. So when it hit, I was as surprised as you were. And the reaction from some of the good old folks there in the casino that night was pretty special.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. You made me and those folks in the casino a bunch of money. Congrats on the Hall of Fame nod. Thank you for spending time. Enjoy yourself at the game, Peyton.
Pat, thanks, pal. I appreciate you.
The Sheriff, Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning. How did you know Red 18 was coming?
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
This is going to be interesting.
Yep. Shout out to Mitt and Hammer Down boys.
Yeah, boy.
Before I get out of here, I was out the door, came back, because this incredible rush of emotion and energy captivated my spirit and my soul.
Let's go.
Okay. And I don't know how I didn't say it before on my way out, but I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And remember tomorrow, whenever you're doing whatever you're doing, that it is Samantha McAfee's birthday as well.
Nice.
And I will be doing...
Happy birthday, Sam.
Wait until you see the romance tomorrow.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Can't wait.
Okay?
You've been talking about it for months. I'm excited.
So you want to golf at noon, right?
Come on.
No.
Oh, shit, I thought you were in.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday, Sam. Love you, all right? See you later. All right, now I am out of here. Mitt, you're going to do great. All right.
Yeah, good luck,
Mitt.
Probably not.
Safe travels.
Hey, good luck out there.
Hey, you too. Hey, John Cena's going to be here. Roman Reigns going to beat the shit out of him.
Hell yeah.
No.
Cena's dead.
That Cleveland, that place is awesome. I am Tone Diggs. I will be steering the ship for the rest of the Pat McAfee Show.
Yeah.
Hammer Dahn version.
Welcome to Hammer Dahn.
All the boys are. Is Mitt really working the camera?
Oh, yeah, he is.
Is he working the packages too?
Oh, I hope not. Or else we're really
Yes,
screwed.
he is.
Oh, jeez.
I thought Zito was going to help me out with that.
Yeah, I got the packages over here. So if you want to throw something,
Is
go
AJ
ahead.
here?
Yep.
AJ.
What's up, man? I'm here.
So earlier, before we went to commercial break, you.
I mean,
Mitt is having an absolute
Can you
problem.
split screen us?
Mitt, can you split screen us?
No, I don't think he can.
Oh Jesus!
But
Just go sit in Pat's seat then.
might be easier. With
Then you can
Hawk.
split screen us, right?
Don't yell at me, AJ. Don't tell me what to do right now. You were shitting on the Olympics. Why do you hate the Olympics?
You're talking to me? First off, I do not hate the Olympics. I hate I don't hate the opening ceremonies either, but I feel like it's like a 4-hour thing that could be about 35 minutes and we'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm on Hawk's side here. I think the opening ceremonies are an absolute joke. I will not watch them.
Listen,
no way.
They were long, but like you get to learn a lot about the world. Like Burkina Faso,
Sure.
7 Olympic committee members in the Olympics, population of 30,000. Did you know that before this morning?
I didn't even know. I feel like you're still kind of lying right now.
I was going to say that sounded like
real.
complete gibberish. But I am excited to see. I think her name's like Zuzu something. She's a Syrian ping pong prodigy, 12 years old, youngest athlete in the games. I am very, very excited to watch her perform.
That's what I'm talking about. You're not going to get this information anywhere else. Tarico was handing out facts like candy on Halloween. There's this Greek gymnast. He's named the Lord of the Rings because he absolutely dominates the rings when they get out there in the gymnastics arena. Like you got to watch it.
Nick found his new favorite country. He's actually defected from the U.S. is Iran.
No way, Nick, your team Iran.
Don't
now?
try and lump me in with John Cena. All I was saying is Iran has a lot of big boys getting off the bus on the basketball court. They walked out. They looked like monsters and giants out there.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance, though. Iran's not. They're going to get blown out by 50 every game. It doesn't matter if they got big boys.
Are they? The U.S. basketball team has been struggling so far, has it not?
Yeah, but Argentina has a squad. I think they have a chance.
Manu Ginobili.
Manu Ginobili,
Yeah, of course.
Wow, I thought he was coaching. Do we know when the games officially start? Like, when is the first event that's televised?
Probably tonight.
Yeah,
Hey, there was softball last night on.
Yeah.
There's softball. There was yesterday. I was watching rowing.
Diggs didn't get invited to play on the softball team?
Yeah, wait, what?
I saw girls. I saw U.S. versus Canada. Gump, do you know who won?
Canada lost 1-0. Very good game, though, AJ.
So the U.S. is back?
The U.S. won is what you mean. Instead of saying Canada lost, the U.S. won.
I mean,
Well said.
Let's go.
either way.
Here we go, boys.
Either way,
Here
AJ.
we go. We got
One
the team.
nothing. Wow, that was a real barn burner.
Yeah, the over-under was 8.5. Everyone was hammering the under. I think that'll be the highest total we see in softball this tournament, AJ.
Ooh.
1-0.
Yeah.
Is Jenny Finch still on the bump?
Wait, you think there's never going to be more than one run scored?
No, the total of 8.5.
Oh. Sorry. AJ, before we went to break, you mentioned that you somehow got your hands on the black market version of the spacewalking Gypsy King Carney, who fell 40 stories, landed on his back, walked away without a scratch. Where did you find this at? What did we miss?
Well, no, I saw it on Twitter. It was like another angle, and they kept the footage rolling for a little bit longer. So once the guy falls off the wheel, he gets hit on the way down, then he lands, and it shows you for another 10, 15 seconds while he's on the ground. He's kind of moving around, and people are trying to help him out. It made me feel terrible for the guy when I saw the whole video.
Did they show the guy who had to shovel the dude's brains into a bag so that they could put them back in his head at the hospital, or no?
It cut off right before that.
Okay, I figured that was something they were trying to keep quiet in the Barnstable community. It's a tight-knit group over there. Hey, it's tight. They're probably back on the road already.
AJ, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit. We talked about it a lot in the first hour, but I don't know if we've talked to you about it yet, about Texas and Oklahoma just fucking leaving the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Big 12. I think it sucks for them. But I don't know if you guys talked about it or not. They can't, even if they agree to leave, it'll be 18 months, right? So it's going to be 2 football seasons before they would join the SEC.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. Like, obviously this year, there's no chance they're going right now. They have a schedule. Everything's all set. But from what I know, it's 18 months. So they would have 2 more football seasons, and then they would switch over.
Do you think, do you think the Big Ten commissioners or maybe just the Big 12, which direction do you think it's going? Do you think Big 12 schools are scrambling right now to try to get to other conferences, or do you think other conferences are potentially recruiting those Big 12 schools? Like I saw Kansas potentially trying to go to the Big 10. Iowa State's already been rumored to the Big 10. Things like that.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely think other conferences are going to be recruiting them away. And if you're the Big 12, what do you do? If you're the Big 12 commissioner, what's your options? You're going to sit there and try to steal teams from other conferences? Good luck. Like, I don't know. You lost your 2 bell cows that bring in all the money. I don't know what they can do. I don't know how they could bolster the rest of that conference.
Obviously, the schools that they could pick up wouldn't hold a candle to like Texas and Oklahoma, but you think like Boise State or BYU or one of those schools that's kind of on the edge, who's always good, but they're in a terrible conference, will be like, okay, let's try and make a move to the Big 12?
Maybe. I feel like the Big 12 would take anybody, wouldn't they? Right now, like they just want to continue to be a conference and not have all their teams stolen away from them.
I saw a model that was actually pretty nice. Somebody tweeted at Pat where like those schools, plus like Cincinnati, and then all of the other Big 5 schools that make 4 conferences that each have 18 teams. So then it's like the smaller schools of like the Mountain West and the AAC that would eventually end up being fucked in the end.
The Big 12 might end up trying to just like grab Nebraska back and maybe grab Missouri back.
I mean, the Big 10 does hate Nebraska.
Yeah, and they've stunk in everything since they got to the Big 10 pretty much, so.
They have, but don't you think Nebraska brings more value to the Big Ten than probably Rutgers right now?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Other teams,
without question.
Yeah, why they went and got Rutgers, I guess we talked about it earlier, is to go get the New York market. But I mean, as a program, since Schiano, dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is Schiano back?
Schiano's back. Yeah, he's back there.
yeah.
He's the head coach now.
You have any experience with Schiano, Edge?
I do not. He was at Ohio State for a few years. The interactions I had with him were not that many, but he was great, man. I interviewed him for. I used to do some of those like serious camp days where we'd go watch a spring ball practice and I'd sit with like James Laurinaitis or whoever, and we would interview players and coaches for serious, and he was great. And then when I talked to guys too that played for him, they all loved him as well. He was the D coordinator now. I've heard different stories when he's the head coach.
Oh yeah.
In the past, I guess it hasn't gone as well, or he's worn out his welcome, whatever it may be. But yeah, we'll see, man. What was Rutgers' record last year? They were a little bit better. I know that.
Yeah, they covered a lot. I'm not sure their actual record though.
It wasn't as good. Were you there when he was teaching if they were down at all that to jump across the line and then just grab the opponent's dick and fucking rip it as hard as possible?
What are you talking about? That was play to tell the whistle.
Yeah,
Well, and then I think
when they're taking
I think
knees.
one time he used ringworm as a form of attacking people too.
Really?
No, they were 3-6 last year.
So they were better.
Yeah.
Yeah, still dog shit.
0-5 at home, 3-1 on the road.
Okay. And some adversity. Well, that was COVID year too. So on the road's not like it used to be, I guess.
They smashed Michigan State 38-27 at East Lansing.
Spartan not dead too.
Not a good day. Foxy's gone, right?
Yeah, Fox is gone.
Hey, how come you couldn't join us earlier today?
I was going to come on at 12:30.
I know.
And then D-Butt came on. I was finishing up.
There it is.
This hours and hours of this certification thing online to be able to be a quasi-assistant football coach for my 8-year-old that will be 9 eventually next year.
Do you learn anything?
Learned a lot. Yeah.
So you now are prepared to coach football, you're saying, because of this program?
I finished up right before. There's definitely a lot of good football teaching stuff. Some stuff they show clips of like NFL things on how they're teaching kids to tackle and how you're supposed to attack blockers and all this. A big section on like anti-abuse, how to take care of kids. A lot of videos where it'll say this section is 25 minutes long. A video that you can't pause, you can't go back, you can't fast forward, and you realize you have 10 of those videos just in that one section.
Oh no!
And then you take a test at the end too.
So a lot of hey, it's inappropriate to squeeze your players' butts and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much common sense things like that throughout for hours and hours. Yeah.
Is there in there sections hey, no Oklahoma drill anymore, stuff like that?
It doesn't say that specifically, but it absolutely talks about the ramp up process and contact. We go from whatever, and it gives you different scenarios on how you can work on techniques without taking guys to the ground. But it does not specifically say no Oklahoma drill, but they do show clips of it to show what not to do, like attacking with your head and all those things.
Yeah, what players were on those clips that were hey, you can't be playing football like this guy? Was it you?
It was perfect.
Were there clips of you in there or no?
They didn't show, when they showed clips from NFL teams, it was always clips on what they wanted you to do, but then they had these weird... It's almost like they hired actors at some point, kids, and they will put GoPros on kids' helmets to walk you through in the huddle and do all these scenarios where someone got hurt and he got dinged up and what you need to do and stay on the ground with concussions and all this stuff. So they spent some money on this thing, man. There's the Seattle Seahawks, some guy that works with them as a tackling expert was on a big part of the video on how to tackle, how to strike and shed, all this stuff.
Did they hire the guy who's going to play Kurt Warner in the new movie to be the quarterback?
I know they're switching around camera to camera. It's got to be impossible with all the different people on the mic. But that picture is real that you guys showed me, that screenshot?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who is the actor? Do you know?
Yeah, Zachary Levi. Watch the trailer, AJ. You'll love it. You'll love it.
He's a legit actor, though.
Yeah.
He's in Shazam.
Well, yeah, you think they're going to hire just some bum off the street to play Kurt Warner?
Well, no, you shouldn't. Give Kurt the respect he deserves. Why didn't Kurt just play himself? The guy still looks young.
They should have got Clooney to do it.
Yeah.
How old is Clooney? 60?
I mean, in fairness, Kurt was just some bum off the street when he came into the NFL and lit it up.
What are you talking about, dude? He was bagging groceries at High
So what does that mean?
So there's no disrespect in hiring a bum off the street to play him in the movie.
Well, in all respect to the actor that they hired, I thought he was just some bum off the street because unlike Ty, I have not seen him before in any movies.
He's pretty good. He was Chuck for a long time.
I feel like I know that guy.
Is that Daniel Levi's brother, son?
I don't think so.
Oh, there he is.
Man, he looks good. That's football.
I mean, Could they done something better with the flak jacket or whatever?
Yeah,
the hell
why
they
they
have
Put
going?
a pillow underneath his
Looks like
jersey.
it's riding up a little high on it, too.
That looks like if Ty was watching Burn Notice and then for one episode they had to solve a crime from a football field. That's what it would look like. That's the money they would spend on that.
I think they spent a fair amount on this movie too.
Yeah, like $200 million.
Same as Space Jam.
Yeah.
Is it like a big theater release and all that? It's like a big time movie.
I think so. Yeah.
100%. Really? It's Kurt Warner, dude. It's not some
I
schlub.
agree. Kurt has, believe me, ultimate respect for Kurt. I love that dude, but man, I wonder if he signed off on all this.
I had to.
Oh yeah.
There's pictures of him hugging this guy and like, hey, good throw after.
Yeah, like loving him.
All right. Well, hey, I will go see it. For Kurt's sake, I will see it.
Yeah, you need to. This is gonna be a great film.
It's basically a documentary.
And I've heard that the football that they shot in it is more realistic than any other movie
Dude's got a gun.
ever released. Yeah.
All right, after the break, AJ, we even talked to you about Devontae Adams. Bucks got their rings.
Ooh.
Bunch of other stuff. Join us after SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Radio, and on YouTube. We'll be back.
Come on back.
Just checking your availability. If you're in Indianapolis now, did you get to Buffalo?
Yeah, I got a plane that's supposed to take me down to game day anyways, so I could definitely have it go to Buffalo first. How long is the flight from Indy to Buffalo? You can find us a plane for like 4 o'clock. I think that'll be perfect.
Yes, we can do is depart around 5:30.
Okay, do we have can you find any other planes that could get us out of here earlier than that? I was just asked if I could appear in Buffalo within the next 4 hours to basically do the show on Fox tonight.
Okay, I'll call you back.
You know what I'm asking for?
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna call Jim Irsay and see if I can just use Jim's jet. He's calling me back shortly, but just start packing.
Hey.
You're the absolute best. Does this sound like a potential yes, you're saying? He's the fucking best. I would be so thankful. Hey, this is really cool. I don't know how many billionaires would do this for people that have worked for them in the past. This is awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough. Can I take a kendo stick to his back?
We'll talk about it when you get here.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Hey, let's break the fucking internet tonight. What a hilarious life. We are live on Fox in 6 hours and 35 minutes. 3 hours of sleep, no clue what the storylines are. Just fucking let the nuts swing, bro. Let's just go out there and have a good time. Plane company. I know. Here we go, boys. All right, we'll talk SmackDown tonight. This is gonna be a night we're gonna look back on and remember. And then we're gonna hop on a plane and head to Memphis for College Game Day. I think this is a joke too. I just want to let you know, like, this is a Truman Show. I very much understand that this is not supposed to happen. I got the text at 1:42 p.m. today from Mr. H that says, "Have you heard there have been some travel issues? Can you make your way to Buffalo?" Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts, literally lent me his plane. Might be the most confident I've ever been on in something. I didn't know we were that good of friends, to be honest. I was throwing a Hail Mary, and he responded and said, yeah. So I got here about an hour and a half before the show, and to work with Renee, Tom, and be on SmackDown with a bucket of makeup on my face. This has been a dream come true bucket list type situation here in beautiful Buffalo, New York. Come on, boys, we're going to be on cable.
Joined here by Pat McAfee, replacing our guest commentator Aiden English.
No sleeves in, George. Good to see you.
It feels good here in Buffalo. I got a text from the game, a cerebral WWE official. He said, hey, you might have heard about the travel issues. Can you make it to Buffalo? I said, absolutely. What a magical evening it is, November 1st, 2019. I mean, let's be honest. The Marine was a heathen. You know what I mean? He's a great actor. He was great on The Real World. He was great on all of that.
Oh.
Tegan, no! That's how they do it in NXT, baby. Almost took me out holding another grown lady in the air. November 1st, 2019, greatest SmackDown in the history of SmackDown. Pat, you joining us? It might absolutely be correct the way things have gone here tonight. 2019. It's documented.
I had a good time out there, man. I had no idea what was happening, so it was really just natural reaction to everything. It was awesome, dude. That's a real bucket list thing. Game day bucket list. This is like complete bucket list. 2 in 1 week. Oh yeah. Got a horseshoe shoved up my ass, and a horseshoe owner lending us a plane. Are you kidding me, dude?
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am Tone Diggs. Hammer down takeover for the rest of the show. Pat is on his way to Cleveland.
Smackdown.
All the boys are joining me per usual, as well as national championship at Ohio State.
What?
Super Bowl champion.
What?
Green Bay Packer future Hall of Famer.
What?
And the Vince Lombardi of his 8-year-old coaching league.
What?
AJ Hawk.
Soon enough. So what are you guys doing this weekend?
I don't know, AJ. It's Friday, okay? We're at work. We're not talking about the weekend. We're talking about what's going on right now.
Then tell me what's going on right now.
I can tell you what's going on right now.
Some big news out of Minnesota.
Breaking
AJ.
news, AJ.
Here we go.
First domino has fallen. Rick Dennison, who was the O-line running game coordinator for the Vikings, is out after he said, I ain't getting a vaccine. So, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be more of these, AJ. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's a bit surprising, isn't it? Like this guy, geez, like how long was this coming? Did all of a sudden the new protocols, and then they said, all right, you got to see you, bud. And they like, did he resign or did he get fired?
He resigned, I believe.
He walked away.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, this is not going to be the last, you would think. I mean, it seems pretty close to camp for this to happen, but I guess the new protocols did just come out.
Well, and you and Pat always talk about this, like how these guys love to coach. Haven't they made it so that if you don't get vaccinated, like you can't physically coach, like you can't do what you love to do?
Not
and
on the sideline.
Yeah, and if these guys aren't going to get vaccinated, they're
there's no point really
right.
to be a coach if you not. I mean, I guess that's what this whole thing's about, though. You're kind of fucked no matter what, player or coach, if you don't get the vaccine.
This is pure speculation, but you asked me why. I think you asked me why yesterday Vince Williams retired. Like, it could have been, now pure speculation, it could have been a situation where he was like, he came in, they told him, hey, like if you're not vaccinated, you have to get tested every single day. You can't be in the meetings. You have to wear a mask everywhere. On the road, you have to wear a mask. You can't meet with your family, blah, blah, blah. Like, there could be a bunch of veterans who don't want to get vaccinated who also just don't want to go through what they went through last year.
I mean, I would think if there's somebody that's kind of on the bubble, they're not really sure if they want to play or not. Now, camp does that to a lot of players. It makes them question whether they want to go back or not. And then once you get back into the rhythm, you're good. But, yeah, if someone's on the bubble and they are someone that does not want to get the vaccine, I think it would absolutely make their decision probably easier to not play. I mean, so how many teams are in camp right now? Do we know?
I think 4.
Steelers, Cowboys, Bucks. And then I think it might be those right now.
Yeah, I think it's just those 3 right now.
Because
most people starting Monday probably?
Yeah, because the Bucks are playing Thursday of week 1, but so are the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are also playing the Steelers in the Hall of Fame game. So that's probably why those 3 have reported right now. Speaking of, we haven't talked about it yet. What's your thoughts on Super Bowl rings?
Huh.
What about it?
The new one.
I like them. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gorgeous for some
I
reason.
mean, the Bucks.
Tony hates this ring. It doesn't make any sense.
It's so big.
It's gorgeous.
It's
awesome.
I
It
love
has
it.
to be.
I think it's great. I think it should be so gaudy and so big that you can't wear it. Like it looks almost like a joke. And from the pictures I've seen, the Bucks, they have figured that out, and it seems gigantic with a ton of diamonds.
AJ, you told me you always carry your Super Bowl ring in your pocket. Can you show it? Can you, like, just take it out and show it to us so we can kind of compare the two? Or
I usually wear it around my neck like a necklace.
If you think he's getting that ring around his mangled fingers, you got to be out of your mind.
See, I think it should be an option. Like, hey, you could get the standard ring, but also if you don't want the ring, we'll make a chain for you. We'll make a necklace with a huge pendant. We'll make a watch for you. I mean, the ring is beautiful.
You don't
It's
like
gorgeous.
this thing?
It's
That's fucking
unbelievable.
awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
it's
It looks
unreal.
awesome there, but when it was on someone's finger, it took up. If they win more
should.
Super Bowls, it can't fit on any other fingers.
No, but
That's how it should be. What do you mean? It's not something they should wear every day. It should pull it out for special occasions if you do want to even do that.
And with how
I'm wearing it every day, and every single person I pass on the street, I'm like, get you one of these, okay? Go get you one of these.
I mean, just like Ace Ventura, if you punch somebody with that Tampa Bay Bucks ring on, I mean, that's technically maybe brass knuckles.
100%, that thing is an absolute rock.
Yeah.
How many times have you worn? When do you wear your ring?
I did at the ceremony when they gave it to us. I tried it on and everything, and
thanks.
It's in a safe, and that's about it. I've never worn it out anywhere.
That's
You didn't wear it on
bullshit.
like the Buckeyes cruise? Did you wear your Buckeyes rings on the cruise?
Nope, I don't. I don't think I have any rings from Ohio State, but I don't. I cannot imagine.
You didn't get a
The
ring for
Packers-
wearing the national championship?
Yeah, we actually do have a ring. They're at my parents' house though.
You're full of shit,
You
dude.
know,
The year after you guys won the Super Bowl, you were pulling up to the Culver's drive-thru. Oh wait, how much do I have to pay?
Forgot about this.
You're doing the Giannis.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's what I do. I would wear the ring when I really want to get those high-priced items, like when I'm spending $9 at Culver's on chicken fingers.
A double Butterburger's like $12.99, dude. I don't know what you're talking
You think
about.
Pistol wears your Ohio State rings around the house?
I
Every
hope
once in
so.
a
I
while?
hope he wears them out.
Uncle
I hope he
Dick.
tries to golf in them.
Give Uncle Dick that ring. I don't know what we're doing. I mean, that guy,
You're
would,
right.
he'd
That's a
worship
good memory.
that thing.
Good memory for you, Connor. Yeah, Uncle Dick would love. I think we had 2 different rings for the national championship. There was one that the school made and one that the whoever BCS or whatever made.
Oh, which one stinks? Because one of them is definitely worse.
Well, guess what? They both have to be like $300 or under. So none of them are serious. They're not like
They're from
they're not
Jostens.
Super Bowl rings.
Jostens,
They're from Jostens, dude.
Yeah, probably. Honestly,
That's Mickey Mouse. I thought Ohio State was the Ohio State. Why don't
it's not Ohio State. There's rules. I think there was rules at least back then on what
So
the
now you're
rings can
following
be.
them. Oh, you're following them. You're following the rules now.
No, I mean, I always follow the rules, bud.
That's bullshit.
Listen,
What?
the ring's
How did I
Mickey
not?
Mouse, but all his tattoos were paid for, so it's all good.
Yeah, there you go, right there. You got all those tats you have paid for, and not to mention the shirt you have on right now. You're not following the rules with that thing.
AJ, you're in Ohio. Obviously, you're in Columbus, and we got a call from there. And I want to see if you have any insight on this one. Here
we go.
Debo, go ahead.
Yo, hey, how's it going, boys?
How
Nice
you
to
doing?
talk to y'all again.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to AJ, even Pat. I'm actually going to be seeing him in SmackDown here in a couple of hours.
Hell yeah. Here we go, Debo.
I got tickets. I'll be rocking my For the Brand T-shirt. Both of my kids will be in their Cena T-shirts, and I'm going to lead some chants using this military voice I got.
Yes.
Love it.
Really, so I want to talk about, man, I grew up with Chief Wahoo. I grew up with Major League, the Wild thing. Indians always sucked back when I was a kid, so at least we had, a movie with Bob Uecker making us laugh and make us passionate. But what do you guys think about this whole Guardians thing and this whole name change? I'm kind of understandable, but I'm going to really miss the whole Indians and Chief Wahoo. Where do you guys stand on this whole thing?
AJ, you're in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Major League is one of my favorite movies of all time. All the Major Leagues are great, but Major League One especially has I still watch that if it's on. I mean, we knew the name was going to be changed. I guess, does he have an issue the name is changed, or does he have an issue with it going to Guardians?
Sounded like both. I don't think he liked Guardians.
Sounds like he was very concerned about Chief Wahoo being gone.
So maybe the Guardian mascot will take over and be even better than Chief Wahoo.
I think the Guardian mascot's going to be a top tier MLB mascot if I had to guess. After learning about the Guardians of the bridge,
Guardians of the Highway or whatever,
the Guardians of Traffic,
Memorial Highway. Yep.
How was Drew Carey not in that video?
I didn't know Tom Hanks was from Cleveland.
Me neither.
He's
not.
Really?
He's not.
I don't think
Is he just a massive
They brought in
Cleveland-
someone else over Drew.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
what was Tom
you have
Hanks
the
doing?
opportunity
Tom
to
Hanks-
get Tom Hanks instead of Drew Carey, you do it. Well,
So AJ, there was like a 2-minute video monologue of Tom Hanks talking over top of photos from the city and the past of the team and stuff like that. And I believe the Black Keys was playing some fucking guitar behind it.
Yeah, they're Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
but Tom's not.
I don't know. I mean, if Tom was doing the voiceover, I would assume he has some kind of ties, doesn't he? But I've never heard that.
so he's always been a
Nick, where's he
Cleveland
from?
man.
massive Cleveland fan. Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah, so apparently he spent 3 summers as what is now known as the Great Lakes Theater and earned his actor's equity card there, and he became a huge Indians fan during that time. But I assume if you pay anyone enough money, they'll say anything you need them to say in a promotional video.
That's probably right. I mean, if they do end up doing I think
would.
people. I saw a lot of people from Cleveland saying they don't have any issue with the Guardians name, and that's fine. But I mean, that logo they went with, it's just so Mickey Mouse. I've seen that thing. That's in every state in the Midwest. At least 50 traveling baseball teams use that exact same logo.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come up with something better than that.
I mean, it's awesome. What are you
Ty,
talking about? It's got wings on it.
Ty, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. My son plays 8-year-old travel baseball. I was like, I've seen this 7 different times from teams we played against.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like it's that logo.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And like you said, I mean, I guess getting ahead of it, but I don't know why they announced it now if they're going to keep being the Indians for the rest of the season.
No, they could have waited until after the season.
Yeah, exactly. And then they could have stirred up some excitement before the start of next baseball season. The timing was just weird.
Is Cleveland worth a shit too? Are they good at baseball right now?
They're like on the bubble. Like they could make a run at the wild card. They're decent.
Oh,
yeah.
We betting on Cleveland then?
No. I'm taking the Guardians tonight for sure.
You have to. How could you not?
So what do they do? What if they go win the World Series this year?
They won it as the Indians.
Yeah. Plus the Sox are in the World Series. So it doesn't really matter.
Actually, now that this is maybe they wanted to use this as motivation to the team, and they'll dress up the owner in the clubhouse, and then every win they get, they'll take pieces of clothing off and win one last one for the Indians.
Well, who was the owner?
Someone.
Yes, I don't know if it's going to have the same effect that the movie Major League had. That seemed to work out pretty well. No, I thought it was going to be like this is like a win one for the Gipper. This is the last season.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Win one for
Let's do
Wahoo.
this. Like maybe they'll rally behind it.
Yeah, you guys are the last of your kind here. No one else will ever wear this same jersey. You got to go out and get this one for Wahoo. To your point, AJ, instead of go out and get it for the Gipper.
Well, yeah. I bet. Does Mitt know what the movie Major League is?
No, he knows nothing. He knows nothing about anything.
I have seen the movie Major League. I've seen a lot of sports movies. I don't really watch a lot of movies though, AJ.
Okay, well, I'm gonna press Mitt. What are you, 23?
I'm 22. Yeah. So
most
close.
22-year-olds, I would assume most 22-year-olds have no idea what I'm talking about when I mention Major League.
Yeah, like the one dude that worships like that one figure in his locker. It's that movie.
Joe Boo.
Pedro Serrano.
Yeah.
Hey, so the Cleveland baseball team's owner is Larry Dolan.
Even better.
And if that name sounds familiar, it's because his nephew is James Dolan, who owns the Knicks and the Rangers.
Wow.
It all makes so much sense now.
Dolan.
Age.
What's up?
the fuck are you doing as an owner of the Packers not paying Davante Adams?
Yeah, what is that about?
I am Ty is more of an owner of the Packers than I am. I do not have any shares in Green Bay.
Dude, you're the voice piece for Rodgers to the front office. We know that you can go in there and say, hey, go ahead and give Davante Adams $28 million a year.
Well, aren't they in a weird – I feel like they're in a really weird spot right now. Like, if you lose A-Rod for some reason and you lose Davante, what are you doing? What's going to happen if now that Davante, like they say – what he said? Ian said the talks have gotten dark, or they've gotten
they're done.
They've gone. They're done. Like part of me thinks you pay Davante just to pay Davante just to get some good news, like just to, like for the fan base just to have some good news, and Aaron's pissed potentially for you not making any moves. Signing Davante may make him slightly happier.
Well, I would think. Think about it, Connor. It would make him a lot more happy than if they didn't sign Davante and they have all these issues going in. He's like, well, what are we doing here? Like, we're not even going to pay this guy. He might be the best receiver in the league right now.
Well, yeah, and even if like he wants to wait for Aaron, that's a whole different thing. But if Aaron's not going to be there going forward, having Davante Adams is going to make whoever's throwing the ball next much better at quarterback. Like if Jordan Love is the guy, next season or the season after this one and going forward, then Davante will be a massive piece for him to have. And if he doesn't have that, like who's he throwing it to? Is
MVS,
the number one?
Dude.
Yeah, is MVS the number one receiver then?
Yeah, Funchess maybe.
Oh, true. Forgot about Funchess.
Big Bob Tunyon.
I don't know though. I mean, I feel like if he knows that the stuff with Aaron's not done yet, so it was probably like, hey, either you're going to make me the highest paid receiver in the NFL, or like there's no wiggle room there. It's not going to be. I'm going to take less money, and I don't know if maybe the best quarterback in the NFL is going to be here next year. Like we'll start it. Make me the highest paid receiver in the NFL, and then we can go from there. And they're not going to do that.
No way.
And before we get back to the phones, other receiver news. We talked a little bit about it with Rappaport. Like Mike Thomas out pretty much all year with the ankle.
First 2 months.
Yeah.
And then he didn't say like he got surgery right after the season. That was potentially the plan, but then they didn't get major surgery until June, and now he might be out, 5-6 weeks, fucking Rappaport said. Like the Saints have lost a lot. Like I bet them, since Hammer Down's taken over here earlier this morning, I did bet them under their 9 wins. How do you feel about the Saints, Age?
I mean, I have no idea about the Saints. If I'm Sean Payton, I don't have any idea either. You got to replace Drew Brees, your best receiver, who was unbelievable before he got hurt. How many games? He's going to miss at least the first couple, right?
Yeah.
At least all of September.
Yeah,
October.
Rap Sheet said he could miss 6 to 7 weeks.
I mean, that's brutal. That's brutal for the team when you're trying to figure out, like, I don't know how it's going to go. I know they had to get rid of some salary cap guys, like, earlier in the offseason. Like, what do you do? That's scary. It's a scary situation. If I was Sean Payton, yeah, it's true. I think Rappaport even said it. We will get to see how great of a coach Sean Payton is, because I think he is an absolute master at what he does. I think he'll find a way to win. I don't know if he'll find a way to win more than 9 games.
You were with him. You played with him in Tahoe. He didn't tell you about this?
Nah, he did not tell me about this. I was going to ask him about Michael Thomas, like, hey, potentially like a week from now, are we going to hear that Michael Thomas is getting another surgery or his ankle's not as good as
Well, you
thought?
also didn't fucking ask him about how he felt about Drew Carey playing him in that movie.
I know. Drew Carey, come on. Kevin James. You're right. I had multiple missed opportunities with Sean Payton. I got to talk with him, just not the stuff that you guys wanted me to ask.
Here's the thing. Like, if Michael Thomas is out, they don't have a ton of other like receiving threats.
Lost Sanders.
It may be in their best interest to go with Taysom and just try to do like a Raven style offense maybe for the first few until like Michael Thomas gets back, just to try to, because I mean, you throw Jameson there and he's got no one to throw to.
Or
he's
you
gonna
just
throw to the other
Kamara
team.
55 touches a game.
I was going to say, your best player is your running back. Like, you got to just feed that dude. I mean, even to your point about Taysom, you got to go with Taysom now because of the fact that Jimmy doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
Potentially. I didn't do this earlier. I forgot to mention. It's a 5-hour energy phone line.
Hell yeah.
Get 10% off your order at 5hourenergy.com. Use code McAfee.
Summer flavors.
Yeah, they are delicious.
No
Watermelon is top tier.
Summer flavors. Thank you. Hey, Big Mike, what do you got?
Boys, how's it going?
How you doing, Big Mike? How you doing?
Oh, just out here, South Harmon Institute of Technology, represent.
Shout out.
There you go.
Appreciate all you Hammer Down boys, man. I'm plus 3,000 on the year so far. $10 bets. Appreciate you guys.
Shout out.
Here we go.
So, just wanted to know how we haven't got a picture. Truck driver, bottom of the truck, hashtag be a friend, tell a friend. I've seen it on Twitter one time. What the hell's going on?
What the hell are you talking about?
What are we doing?
What was that?
Truck driver?
He's a truck driver. It said truck driver. Be a friend, tell a friend is your thing.
Yeah, it's the podcast thing.
Yeah.
Be a friend, tell a friend.
He said he took a picture. Don't you pick the winners for that on the
yeah.
podcast?
Why don't you pick Big Mike?
Why don't you pick Big Mike?
Dude.
Big Mike, dude.
Come on.
Because there's 500 Big Mikes that are sitting
Big
Mike. You know? Love you, though, Big Mike.
No,
Thank you.
appreciate your service.
Thank you for listening
Thank you,
and
Mike.
watching.
This
And driving
show
trucks.
loves the truck drivers.
Uh-huh.
It does.
Sirius XM Channel 82. Mad Dog Radio. Or YouTube.
Either or. Up to you.
Backbone of the economy.
Thank you, Mike.
Trevor from Virginia, what do you got?
First of all, Big Mike seems cool as a truck driver.
He
but
is
as
cool.
UPS drivers, we're doing the real work.
Whoa! Truck driver beef.
So I'm disappointed Pat wasn't on for this, but
Sorry.
battery throwing stooges at West Virginia don't want to come to the ACC and get smacked in the mouth by the Virginia Tech Hokies every year.
Wow, the rivalry lives on.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I'll be honest, I have not watched that many Virginia Tech football games in the last
They
couple
have
years, but I'm pretty
declined
sure
a little bit.
they have stunk since they no longer play Beamer ball.
AJ?
When's the last time you watched when Michael Vick was there?
Marcus Vick, probably.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What happened to Marcus? Where is he now?
I think he had a couple off-the-field issues and kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
Okay. He was a talented player.
But in all of this, West Virginia going to the ACC does make. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most the
right
next
there.
step with the Big 12. I feel like that's the most likely scenario. Well, and now there's a report about the Pac-12 and the Big 12 thinking about linking together there.
Yeah, I also saw reports that USC, Oregon, someone else might be trying to go to a Big Ten. Like, there's going to be a lot of moving around. AJ, Virginia Tech always had one of my favorite entrances to watch. I believe is Enter Sandman. They got the fucking keys and shit like that. Was there a real was there a stadium in college football that had like the sweetest, not obviously at home, away that you saw?
Say it, AJ. Let them know.
I mean, Camp Randall, Wisconsin is pretty electric. It's amazing there. Iowa, I got beat my junior year at Iowa. That's another place. When I was there, they had people. Ty, you remember? They had people. They set up like folding chairs, basically in the end zone.
Oh yeah,
and people were right on top of you. And like I said, we got beat there. They beat the hell out of us. It was a good game. That was a very fun place to play too. I mean, Penn State. I played in a whiteout. Got beat there too. That's a heck of an environment.
Did you win any games? Come on, dude.
What happened?
I said, did you win any games? Come on.
I know. I only remember the losses, Connor. You know, I'm always grinding.
No, that was sweet. It was when the Big Ten was sweet, and Ohio State had a chance maybe to lose a game or two instead of just fucking cakewalking through it.
True.
You're right. There seemed like the level of competition. Like every game, I'm like, man, these guys are good. Like if you make a mistake, you're going to lose. And it's not always the case now. That's for sure. Not top to bottom.
Who's the quarterback at Iowa when you guys got beat that year?
Was it Stanzi?
Oh, Ricky.
No,
it was Drew Tate.
Drew Tate, maybe Scott Chandler.
Ooh, no, it was Scott Chandler. I think my freshman year when they were real. No, I don't know when Scott Chandler was there, but I think it was Drew Tate because he was super athletic and could move around.
Oh yeah, Drew Tate was a monster.
Ball player.
Oh yeah,
he's an athlete. He's a competitor too. He was fun to watch. He was fun to play against. Too.
They beat Saban's LSU team in the Capital One Bowl on that Hail Mary on the last play of the game. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. It's like one of the best college football moments of all time.
Oh, okay.
You should check it out. Drew Tate's a monster. I think he played in the CFL for years.
All right, let's do one more call before we go to first break here in hour 3. Jeff from California, what do you got?
Hey, I could tell AJ's already got the crosshairs on his back today, so I got something to tell you.
Here we go.
AJ, you remember a couple weeks ago when Pat was doing that giveaway with bicep curls?
Yeah, the hammer curls he did, yeah.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. You got to get your facts straight before you get on his ass, because bicep curls and hammer curls both fall under the same dome of bicep curls, okay? He used the perfect term, and learn your facts.
Let's go. Yes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Finally.
Learn your facts, dude.
Yeah, you never even done curls, have you, pal?
Hey, that's a sick burn. He got me, as my 8-year-old will say.
Fucking hey, crosshairs on your back, pal. Good luck.
I do. Hey guys, I feel like bullets are flying all over the place. Everyone's aimed at me right now, man. I don't
No. He
I'm joking. Don't worry.
I don't know why I would ever feel bad for you either way. But like his thing said, what's it going to take for the Raiders to be good? And then Mayock also said this week that Derek Carr and John Gruden are corny motherfuckers, I believe is that the
corny marriage.
Corny marriage. Yeah. That's what they're like right now.
Yeah, a corny marriage is what Mayock said about Gruden.
He said they were finishing each other's sentences.
I thought you were going to say finish each other.
Oh,
Jesus.
Tony.
AJ, how'd you feel?
What do you mean? I don't know what were you trying to, like, I don't get what you're trying to finish.
Don't worry.
I was going to say play calls.
Oh, which I'm sure they do a lot.
Isn't this just Gruden's thing though? Doesn't like he
loves a guy and
then like after 2 years when they don't make the playoffs, they go 8-8 again. He's like, man, this guy fucking sucks, man. Get him out of here.
There is one quarterback though that he did love a long time.
Brad Johnson. Yeah.
And Peterman, it seems like he hasn't fallen off that train.
Nathan Peterman's a great quarterback. He just had some bad circumstances. He throws a very catchable ball. I don't love the Raiders this year, to be honest, H.
What's their over-under at?
Their defense stinks. I'll look it up while AJ fucking talks.
They got a new coordinator, I know. They got rid of Gunther, who was in Cincinnati when I was. So, I mean, who have they added defensively, though, to try to help them?
I don't know defensively, but they blew up their entire offensive line. I feel like that's been like a thing with Carr, is that he has no protection.
6.5?
Yeah, I did actually hammer that under like 2 weeks ago. I think the Raiders are going to stink.
The only reason I would think about the over is because of that crowd, dude. That place is going to be fucking bananas.
I know.
I don't know how much
yeah, but
that
so
helps
was the Coliseum for years. And
do people care about the Raiders there, or are they just having a good time?
That's the thing. How many away teams are going to travel to Vegas and just be like, yeah, it's packed out
You
there,
as a Golden Knights fan should know that.
Yeah, that's different, though. We got the best barn in the league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's completely different. What are you laughing about?
Best barn in the league. It was a great term how you use it. I like the terminology, but you're right, though. Other teams, fans are going to make an event of it. They're going to look at the schedule. Hey, when does my team play the Las Vegas Raiders? Let's go make a weekend out of it. We'll go act like we're 25 years old again. That's going to happen a lot.
Hell yeah.
Well, with that division, like, obviously they're the Chargers, but are any of those teams going to do anything as long as the Chiefs and Mahomes are just going to continue to be the Chiefs?
So
and
many
Mahomes?
people are high on the Chargers. I think a little bit too high.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
I mean, they're not going to win the division.
They
like
just
with the
hated
Chiefs there.
I think a lot of people think that Anthony Lynn was
Terrible.
holding them
Bad
back
coach.
that
Yeah.
much that now they'll do something, but you never know. You never know Staley's going to be great.
Well,
even though we liked him when we talked to him.
They haven't been able to stay healthy for the last 3 years. That's
Yeah.
been their big thing. Like, their defense has been stacked, and then they'll just have 3-4 guys will be out for the season, during training camp.
It's a whole different team. And they did get the Packers
Corey
center.
Linsley,
So their O-line's a little better now, too. We'll see if Staley's the fucking guy.
All right, let's get to a break. More phone calls after that. Sirius XM Channel 82 Mad Dog Radio. This is the Pat McAfee Show. I am Tone Diggs. See you after the break.
Those plane rides home from an away game, an away victory, are some of the best times I've ever had in my entire life. And it's all it's dudes at 35,000 feet with a terrible sound system because you have you have somebody's cell phone going into that over the plane. And it was just like it was like real happiness for a lot of people on that team. I don't think they experienced a lot of real happiness because of how focused they were on their jobs. There were a lot of older guys. So, like, their only moments of happiness, I think, were those flights home, like, after a big win. Like, genuine happiness. Their entire life was dedicated to football. So, all week, all they were thinking about was the game. And then that trip home, that, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it was like a moment for them just to completely, relax and not worry about next week or the past week, their family, nothing. We're at 35,000 feet, nobody else around us except for us. That is a real moment that I don't think a lot of people know about or appreciate, is the flights home from away victories are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Those are good times, man. Really good times. You got people singing. My favorite story is of an offensive lineman, and I won't say his name, but he was asked to sing right? So if a rookie's asked to sing, like, you got to go sing. So he grabbed the microphone, and he didn't know that the owner's daughter just so happened to be on the team's plane, sitting up in the very front or in the very back. So they kind of have it off. So he kind of got comfortable in his current surrounding and didn't know about the entire surroundings. And he grabbed that thing, and he was not expected to sing the song. I fornicated 2 bad ladies at the same damn time. At the same damn time. At the same damn. And then he started feeling it because a lot of people were like, okay, yeah. Big white guy. Massive white guy. Nobody thought he was going to sing this song. So everybody starts like gassing him up. You know, he's like, I fornicated 2. He starts yelling into this thing. And then all of a sudden you see a little assistant from the front come waltzing back the aisle and grabbing the phone out of his hand. And he's like, what? Like yelling at him while the thing's still on. So now the entire plane hears him yelling at this assistant. And he like puts the phone down, and we're all like, oh no, like no fun. All right. They're like, Carly Ursay's on this plane. We're like, oh. Everybody just puts their headphones on, sits right back down. Just an hour and a half of silence. That kid thought he was getting cut immediately off the plane. And he did. And he did.
Giving the old white guys something to complain about. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am Tone Diggs, filling in for Pat as he flies to Cleveland for SmackDown. Make sure you check that out tonight. It's in Cleveland and at Rolling Loud.
8 p.m.
8
Fox.
p.m. Oh, shit. Speaking of Rolling Loud, I woke up this morning fucking excited to ask AJ this.
Here we go.
AJ, what do you think of Dahn, dude?
Oh, man, I was impressed. Like, so did he sell the place out almost?
Yeah, he did. I think so.
And he was only 2 hours late.
Was he 2 hours late? I didn't know exactly the timing, really.
I think so. Z, what was it, 2 hours late?
It was 97 minutes.
Hour and a half. That's
Damn.
not bad.
Yeah. And then I was watching through like the Apple Live, whatever that thing was, and it just had a flashing screen of like different colors. We'll start soon. And it was 97 minutes.
Wow.
AJ,
I just watched
it?
clips. Did you see like the entirety of it? I saw some clips. I saw his entrance. I saw some other times. He's got a song with Jay-Z now.
Oh, yeah.
Kim was there, though, right? His ex-wife was in the crowd.
She was there?
Yeah, Kim was there, the whole family.
Supportive family.
Really?
No way. I thought that was bad blood. He unfollowed him on all the socials.
Separate but not divided.
The album, unfortunately, did not drop, though.
Yeah, I know. I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah, why'd that happen?
I honestly I don't think he ever said the album was dropping. I think people just thought he did this listening party, the album was going to drop.
Yeah.
But once you heard that Jay-Z thing was sent in 4 hours before that thing, there was no way this album was going out.
Yeah, but also I think this goes back to what Pat was talking about yesterday. This is part of like the Kanye show. Okay, I might drop it, but I'm probably not gonna. You're gonna have to wait.
Exactly.
So I didn't watch it.
Me neither. I just saw those clips.
I'm out on music. You know that.
He pulled me back in. From the clips, like he got me for sure.
I did see the clip of Jay-Z's verse though. Was it recorded tracks that they were playing over the system, or were they actually singing?
It was electric.
Dude. It was literally him walking around and just dancing a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it would just be like, all right. And then
because the audio quality didn't seem that great.
You're 100% correct, yeah. It was literally just throughout the whole stadium.
I mean, the guy sold out the Mercedes-Benz Stadium without performing music.
I'm not saying he doesn't have the juice.
I know, it's just it's insane. The character that he is incredible.
Is that what anyone else do that? Like, other than Garth Brooks, who is capable of doing that?
Selling out a crowd and just hitting space bar on a computer, you mean?
Yeah, I mean DJs can do
John
it. Some
Bon
DJs,
Jovi.
but like if you're just gonna play your music, can you sell it? Not an arena, a stadium,
Eddie
football
Vedder?
stadium.
Elton John,
I
probably.
don't know, but you said yesterday you thought Kid Rock would be able to do it, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
you were
that's
texting
true.
us. You were all texting us last night. Like
what you said.
Kid Rock. Would
I don't
be
think
much
he's
better
playing
than
those
this.
kind of venues.
Well, yeah, I do think he's done.
More-
But I
he's
think Kanye's the only one who could actually do it.
Kid's more of an open air guy. Open air stadium.
But how about the music though? Did people like the music?
I did. I mean,
Yeah.
he reeled me in. Like, I'm very excited that Kanye's all the way back in my brain, even though he hasn't put out a good song in years. But in my brain, from seeing that, yeah, he absolutely, this album's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it, so I don't know. I heard like the little snippet that was going around yesterday, and that kind of went hard. But that was like 30 seconds. So I don't know.
Did our guy go? Who we gave the tickets to?
Yes, he took videos. He has yet to send them to us.
Where did he drive from, Zeke?
August. I can't even say it. Augusta.
AJ, Zeke comes in here after the show yesterday. He goes, "Hey, the winner's from Augusta, Georgia."
I couldn't remember how I first said it.
Has it always been an issue with you, Zeke?
Yeah, golfing there, I never liked it.
That's right.
And then the other thing that I want to talk about on the sheet that we haven't got to yet, I don't know if this is bullshit if it's true. Bezos will not get his astronaut wings from NASA.
Yeah, apparently NASA changed the rules on how you can get your astronaut wings or whatever, and you have to be essential to the travel. And basically because Bezos and his boys just sat up in the tip of the dick rocket, they were just like, hey, look, we're not giving you these wings, okay? I don't know if they gave them to Richard Branson or not, but...
Well, I thought it was also because he was only in space for like 6 seconds.
Oh, is it a time limit too?
I mean, maybe. You ain't a fucking astronaut if you're going up and 9 minutes and 30 seconds takes you to get up there. You're in, the atmosphere.
It was fully automated. Like I think because it was fully automated and they didn't have anything to touch. I watched a little video yesterday about a former astronaut was explaining what Bezos' trip was, and he's like, "Yeah, once they're here, just don't touch any buttons. That's all they need to focus on because this is all controlled from the ground, basically."
Which is incredible.
Yeah,
or just GPS does it all,
Yeah, the tech. I know what you're saying.
So you're not essential though. Well, they took an old lady and then somebody else on the trip that paid
Young
$20
kid.
million.
Yeah.
It would have been cool. You ever at Kennywood Park? It's in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's a smaller amusement park. Not too small though. When you do, I did the bungee cord swing thing where you go up, and at least you don't do anything except for pull the ripcord. They should have at least had a ripcord or a button or something. Like Bezos should have known this about getting his wings.
Yeah.
He should have at least known that he had to push a button to get his wings, to at least maybe ignite the bitch.
Well, I'm glad going forward you have to do a spacewalk or something. Like I think that should be the standard. Like you got to leave your ship and actually be in space to get your astronaut wings,
Or
else
serve some time at the International Space Station.
Sure. Cup of coffee even.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead and stop on by, but you got to go there at least.
You at least gotta take a leak or a dump in space to get your wings, right?
Right. Yes, exactly.
Is the Russian cosmonaut still at the...
Oh, yeah, he's been there for a long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
From Armageddon?
Yes. Touch nothing.
That guy's amazing.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah, he's great.
Every time he shows up, he's great. All right, phone lines are full. We'll get through all these before the end of the show. After the show is over, at 3 o'clock, another episode of Mr. Friday Night, the Texas version.
Here we go.
Hell yeah.
It's a good one.
No, I heard you two. Some incredible filming.
I mean, I probably have about 2 seconds of the entire thing because he got unbelievable shots, and I also am a dog shit cameraman. I think we found out this weekend.
No, I will tell you this. I have never seen Connor more concentrated in my life. He was aiming that thing at Pat the whole time, and I knew I was comfortable leaving Pat and getting other shots. That was pretty cool.
The whole reason because of that was because my whole thinking was, if I fuck this up, I am the biggest asshole. So I had my right hand with the camera and held it with my left, and I just was locked in. But no, it's an unbelievable vlog. Definitely one of my favorites so far.
3 o'clock right after this show. I believe we're going to do a redirect, I assume. AJ, camera question. Something got to me yesterday. First day at camp for the Steelers. They're going through the drills.
Of course.
Obviously, I assume you guys have team photographers there all the time. Juju posts a photo after practice, and he is staring right at the camera every single time in every drill.
Oh boy!
Were you aware of where the cameras were while you were practicing during camp or stuff like that?
I was not, but hey, man, some people are. There, I guess. So was he looking at the Steelers website guy, and then he just got all the shots from the person and posted himself, probably.
Yeah, but not that one. Hold on. Not that one.
It's on his Twitter.
That one.
There it is. Locked in.
Just in the middle of a drill looking right at the camera.
I mean, hey, good for him. Why not? You can still. Who says you can't work hard and have fun at the same time, right, Diggs?
It's a good point.
Yeah, come on, Tony. You should. I mean, I thought you were on Team Juju.
I am. The season started yesterday. I started with a clean slate. Strike one.
Already.
Hey, but it doesn't matter.
Strike
Juju
one.
can do whatever he wants, though.
I know.
Legit can do whatever he wants as long as he plays well, right? Like you don't care as long as he makes plays.
No, yeah, you're 1,000% right. You are 1,000% right.
But his mindset clearly is still, hey, where's the camera at? I need to get these for my TikToks or else I'm screwed.
Drake from Boulder, what do you got? Oh, 5-hour energy line.
Hell yeah. McAfee.
Drake, Boulder.
Hey there,
10% off.
There you are. How you down?
Hey there, guys. It's fucking happy feel good Friday, and I just had a question. Actually, I'm just right outside of I'm from outside of Foxborough, and I was curious. Do you think the Patriots will be going into Week 5? Do you think the entire team has this entire mental that Week 5 is a do or die game, especially in the representation of who Bill Belichick is as a coach?
Thank you, Drake. I don't think it's going to be a do or die game.
Pat's
Connor, AJ, I'll let you.
Yeah, so no, I didn't think that. But if we're 0-4 at the time, yeah, it's probably a must-win game. I don't know. I mean, one D-tackle, Brian Cowart, I think his name is, he said, hey, we're not welcoming Brady back, okay? We're going to kick his ass, or along those lines or something. I don't know. We'll see. If we're 0-4, sure. Yeah, it's a must-win game to get to 1-4. But, no, you don't know until you get there.
Age?
Yeah, you don't. But I have a feeling that Tom Brady and the Bucs may be putting more on this than even the Patriots are. The Patriots want to hold up, but don't you think Tom Brady's going to be on an absolute warpath when he's down there? He's not going to talk about it. He's going to say all the right things leading up to it. Afterwards, he's going to be respectful to everybody. But I feel like he's going to go out there and try to torch everybody.
Yeah, he's going to say all the right things because his PR person writes all his answers down for him. But I do agree. I think, and I believe if he beats the Patriots, then he's beaten all 32 teams in the NFL. So there definitely is a little extra juice for Brady, but probably the same for Belichick, right? Like, wouldn't you assume he's going to pull out all the stops and try and fuck with Tom as much as he can?
Oh, yeah, he will. He will absolutely try to mess with him. The question is, are you going to be able to execute that plan? I'm sure they'll have a cool plan. And we've seen what the Patriots can do. They can change things up, especially defensively, to confuse people. But, man, I think that's going to be we're already building it up. That's the thing. We're already talking about a Week 5 game. Like, it's going to be crazy when we're 2-3 weeks out before this.
I can't wait till Belichick turns the dial and knocks out the radio signal to Tom's headset.
hey, do what you got to do to win.
You think
I don't
Tom
care.
runs down to the end zone and does the let's fucking go to the crowd?
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to pull out all the stops. And Pat's talked about this with Vinatieri before. Pre-game, there'll probably be a lot of flyers for Brady. But as soon as the game starts, he's going to get eviscerated. It's the most expensive ticket in football still, I think.
Mhm.
I think it's like $1,200
Do you think, hey, Connor, do you think that when he runs out for the first series on offense, will they boo him?
I don't know. I hope.
I don't think
personally, I hope they do.
I don't think so.
I think they're going to cheer for him, but they should. I mean, I don't know why you would cheer for a guy on a different team, even if he did win you 6 Super Bowls. But I mean, it is what it is.
AJ, my bad.
No, you're good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just going to be sweet for him to come back and for Bill and Brady to have a little match.
AJ, were you in Green Bay when Favre came back?
When he was on Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat the hell out of us his first year.
What was his reception like?
It was definitely highly anticipated when he was going to come back to Lambeau for the first time, and I think it was a night game, and he played very well. So it was crazy. It was weird to think who's he going to talk to pregame? Because Brett was there 16 years or whatever, 15, 16 years. So he's boys with everybody. So I know when Brett came out of the tunnel, I saw him go try to find the equipment guys and the trainers and people that he had been there forever. But it was definitely weird, and I feel like Green Bay doesn't boo people though, very, very rarely. So I think they were pretty receptive, even when he was torching us.
Tell you what, I know someone who's ready to get back and prove himself.
Who's that?
Fucking J.J. Watt, dude.
Oh yeah.
Throw it up, Zeke.
He is yoked.
He put out this tweet today. He had a great offseason. He's ready for it to begin. Hey, he said, "Hey Saquon, come get some of these legs."
Wow.
296.
Hashtag 296.
Hashtag, is that his weight?
I think so, yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. They got to put that dude at tight end. Are you shitting me? Get him the rock.
Red zone. I mean, red zone, he could be the next Vrabel in the red zone. He's already done a little bit, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's got like 5 touchdowns on his career, I think. Maybe even more because he had a pick 6 against the Lions because they suck.
We've talked about it a little bit on the show, but the Cardinals are they are the least favorite. They are number 4 in the division to win that division. That's a fucking tough division. Like,
hardest in football by far. That's why I think you take the Cardinals just because who knows what the hell is going to happen.
You don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is playing.
He might retire.
No, he's definitely playing. He's got 9 years left, he said. At least.
Yeah, after this one.
We'll see.
Because potentially not playing this season.
Hey, is there anything to I saw Gilmore, he checked into camp with the Patriots, right?
Yeah, he's on the PUP list to start. I think he's still rehabbing that quad. But he has said he'll play one more year and then go into free agency, but he needs a pay bump is like his whole thing, is that he's not going to play for $7 million, and neither should he. But
so will they trade him?
I think if they don't come to, I mean, last year they did the pay increase. He got like 13 or 14 million, I think. And they have the cap space to give him the money right now still. But I think it's more likely that they give him money than trade him, especially him coming off a quad. I don't think many teams are going to be too confident in giving Gilmore a ton of money when he just tore his quad.
I mean, it makes sense. If the Patriots feel confident that he's going to be 100% and he's going to be fine, yeah, why not give him a bump if you can do it under the cap and let him play another year and everyone kind of knows you're going to go on your way with no hard feelings.
Yeah, exactly. And they gave the first-round franchise tender to J.C. Jackson, the other corner. So I think it's much more likely that they end up paying him next year, and that's why they don't want to give Gilmore a shit ton of money.
What do you have, 8 picks last year? How
9.
many?
I think he had 9.
Mm-hmm.
And Howard.
Now, though, how do you keep those numbers up when you would think people aren't going to throw at him too much now with 9 interceptions last year?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would completely agree. But then when we played the Bills in the end of the season at home, Stephon Diggs had like 3 touchdowns on him. So I wonder how he'll be as the number 1. Because when you have Gilmore on the other side, I think it's a little easier to play cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah, it does. But yeah, J.C. Jackson, though, if he puts up a year half as good as he did last year, the numbers will be hard to match, but the team knows if he's locking people down, he's going to get paid a ton of money.
And they got a factory over there. Like, I think one of their best coaches, aside from Belichick, is the D-backs coach, and he also helps out a ton with that. So, I mean, I feel like that's another position.
Steve? Does Steve Belichick?
Steve does the linebackers. I think
Gerard Mayo is the linebacker coach.
I thought Steve was the
Sorry, Brian Belichick helps with the linebackers. Steve, I think, does the secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, great coach. Hey, Jamie from Houston, what do you got?
Shout out.
Shout out, Jamie.
Shout out.
All right.
If you had to give us your Super Bowl winning NFL career to become an American Olympian gold medalist, what sport would you choose to dominate?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Did you hear it,
AJ?
I mean, let's throw a few different sports out there that I could try.
Greco-Roman.
Boom.
Ooh, I wish.
Skateboarding.
If I didn't start at a young age,
Hey.
I'm not jumping in with those savages.
Horse riding.
Shot put.
Shot put.
I think I have a better chance at horse riding than I would shot put.
Dressage?
What?
Dressage. It's the Olympic sport of horse dancing.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
You could do gymnastics,
We actually
dude.
got a caller yesterday. I've got a winner for dressage for you around here somewhere.
I mean, why does every football player think they can be on a bobsled team for the Winter Olympics?
I don't know. Herschel Walker did it. I'm sure that's probably what they're.
Herschel Walker is the freak of freaks. Have you seen that dude still, what he looks like?
Yeah, dude. He stiff-armed me in the face. I believe
Guy
me,
tried
I
to
know.
tackle him.
Yeah, I
Hey, when
know.
was that?
That was at the Atlanta Topgolf Super Bowl. You were there.
Yeah, he stiff-armed you?
Oh, yeah. Remade the him getting tackled by Vinatieri, and I was playing Vinatieri, and I went after him, and he put me in the ground. My lung almost collapsed when he stiff-armed me.
I mean, I'm just glad he didn't throw you off the second level of that Topgolf you were on.
Well, he almost did.
By the way,
he's got a few MMA victories under his belt, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Isabel Worth. She's
Bella Worth?
She's going to be the winner. No, Isabel Worth.
Oh.
She's going to be the winner for dressage.
Nah, is she from the U.S.?
Yes. I don't know.
I hope.
Yes.
Is that the horse or the
That's the rider.
equestrian?
Isabel.
The rider. Apparently, she's got like 10 Olympic medals already in dressage.
Do you guys have
She's
any?
the Phelps of dressage.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any picks to click in the Olympics? Do you got any more winners here, or what?
Brazil to win the men's soccer is plus 175 right now. They're 3 overage players. They're fucking weapons. Like Rich Arlison.
Neymar?
He didn't go, but Rich Arlison is one of the best players on the Brazil national team. He's there. He scored a hat trick in like 30 minutes last game.
What do you mean overage?
So it's under 23, but you can take 3 overage players to the Olympics with you.
Is that just Brazil or is that every
team?
Oh, I never knew there was an age limit thing.
Yeah, just for the Olympics.
That's
just for soccer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we're getting screwed because all of our players are actually under 23, but they're not playing.
Okay. Is that a women's
Got
rule
bigger
too?
things. No.
Women's is just full go, no age limit.
That's why I can't lose. Okay.
So did the women lose? Was that an Olympic game that they lost as well?
Yeah. You can get them at plus money right now to win the thing if you like them still.
Really?
Yeah, they're
bounce back.
plus 105 to win it.
Slam
Weren't
that.
they the favorites coming in?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they were massive
Heavy.
before that game.
So what happened, Gump? They lost 3-0. What happened?
I did not see the game, but from what I've been told, Sweden really did outplay them. Like apparently this was not a fluke.
Well, when did we get to Japan? Because that time change for us is much harder than Sweden.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. You just get them off the plane. Hey, get on the field right now. We're going to play. We're going to play a game.
I'd hope not.
It's bullshit.
Does Greece want Giannis to come play, or can he play for Greece?
No. Yes.
He
Yeah,
could.
definitely could. I don't think they made it.
I was going to say, I don't think they qualified.
I figured if they were in there that they would absolutely want to sign him up.
I'd assume so, but guy's living his best life.
I mean, you just put the fucking bucks on his back. He doesn't want to do it to Greece as well. Give the guy a break. Let him enjoy himself a little bit, you know?
Now Drew Holiday, Devin Booker, and Middleton are on a plane right now to Tokyo to help out the boys.
Giannis did represent Greece in 2019.
2019 you did?
Yeah.
Thank you, Zeke.
Anytime, guys.
Gage from Indiana, what do you got? Gage.
Hey, boys, happy Feel Good Friday.
Happy Feel Good Friday.
All right, so I got a question for everybody in there except for my man Ty.
Okay. Damn.
What the fuck kind of dope you guys been smoking where you think John Cena ain't going to go into SmackDown in Cleveland and whoop Roman Reigns' candy ass all the way down to Rolling Loud and back to Cleveland and back down to Rolling Loud again and collapse?
Pat would be upset if I didn't hang up on him.
Gage doesn't know.
Yeah.
We saw Roman. I saw him with these two eyes right here. These two. Both of them. Absolute mountain of a man. Cena doesn't stand a chance. I'm sorry.
But to answer Gage's question, it's actually a strain from Eastern China. It's very rare. It's hard to get.
All right.
Nick.
To get off of that, China is playing basketball 3-on-3 tonight, back to the Olympics and back to sports. Plus 7.5 tonight.
Wow. Here we go.
7.5 tonight. And then we're going to go 2 a.m. Saturday morning. They're plus 4.5 against the Russian Olympic Committee. We're making money all weekend on the Chinese basketball
Why are
team,
you taking
Tony.
this team again?
Yeah. Who do they got?
They have one guy that averages 22 points in the same league as Jimmer Fredette, and then also they just play basketball there.
Checks
That's
out.
all they do. It's their job, and none of these other teams have actually sent their good players for the 3-on-3 team.
Kid
The
knows his
USA
stuff.
3-on-3 didn't even make it.
Wait, there's a 3-on-3.
Yeah.
You can win a gold medal in 3-on-3.
Yeah, it's Mickey Mouse.
It's like the old
No,
Gus
no,
Macker
no, no, no.
tournaments.
Yeah, it's Mickey Mouse.
It's Mickey Mouse big time.
Okay, well, yeah, it's really Mickey Mouse, but China is trying real hard. Yep,
How did
Xenos.
the U.S. not send a team though?
No, we did send a team. We didn't make it.
How did you come up
Who
with
was
this?
it? Who played?
I did my research,
These boys
Tony.
look ready.
No. What's his
15's
name?
a sharpshooter.
It was Robbie Hummel.
Uh-huh.
And then 3 other guys I've never heard of before.
Why don't Trey Young go do it?
Huh?
Like Trey Young. Why
I don't think
he
you're
put him
allowed
on
NBA
3-on-3?
players in the 3-on-3.
Yeah, I don't think the NBA guys can play. But I don't
Oh,
get why we
that's-
didn't get like
that's
Scalabrini and the boys.
Yeah,
like, why,
Jeff Hornacek
would've
Yeah,
been sweet.
why didn't we get some of the vets? I feel like our
Could have
vets would be.
just grabbed a team from the Big Three,
Exactly.
True.
right?
Robbie Hummel's still playing in that tournament. Like
The basketball
right now.
tournament.
TBT.
Why don't they grab Sean Kemp? He looks like he's been working out.
Exactly. Who's going to box out
Looks
Sean
fucking
Kemp?
Incredible.
Yeah, put him in.
All right, let's try to squeeze in a couple more calls. Manon from
no
Texas.
Pun intended.
What's his name?
Man,
What's the pun?
what's up, boys? How y'all doing?
Squeeze in.
Manon. Sorry, Manon. That's on me. What's up?
No worries, guys. Hey, huge, massive fan of the pod. Cannot express enough. You guys fucking crush it.
Thank you.
When can we expect to see AJ as a guest on the pod?
That's a great
AJ,
question.
have you never come on?
I think I've come on before. Yeah, I've
You've
done
come
it.
on once. Yeah, you've come on once.
That's
you said
all we
you'd come
need.
back, and then you never did. But
That's all. Someone who doesn't do that show only needs to be exposed to one episode.
Pod also comes out every Wednesday, Friday out of the
Yeah, it does.
Pat McAfee Inc. offices. Catch it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Tani from Colorado, what do you got?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, shout out to you and AJ and the boys. I want to tell you thanks for a great show today. And especially thanks to AJ for being the best middle linebacker the Packers had.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
And I just got one word about the Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers things. It's RELAX. We couldn't. We had problems with Aaron Jones last year. He didn't go through talks. He canceled his talks, and then he came back and we signed him. And the Packers are in a tough place with their cap this year and really tough next year. And if both Aaron and Devontae move on, well then heck, what can we say? We had MVP quarterback for 32 years.
That's right, Tiny. Shit, I didn't mean to click that.
That guy
right,
gets it.
Sorry, Tiny.
Tiny's the man.
That
You're
guy
right,
gets
Tiny.
it. Yeah.
That's on me, Tiny.
But
Tiny's he's
good
happy
guy.
that he's not sad it's ending. He's happy that it happened. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I share that sentiment, but again, Tiny, it's going to be tough to RELAX when I see fucking Raj throwing touchdowns for the San Francisco 49ers next year.
He's also not saying that it's completely coming to an end. He's saying if it does.
Right.
He's saying Aaron Jones seemed like he wasn't going to be a Packer this year.
Yeah, but that
He
dude's living
is.
in fantasy land.
I think Aaron Jones and Rodgers are in a little bit two different spots with how they feel about the team and front office and whatnot. But we'll see. We'll see. I still think he's going to play this year.
Aaron
They have
Jones
a ton of
also
time. They have a ton of time to figure it out, so we're good.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you to the rest of the boys as well for helping me get through
great
this
work,
last
Tony.
hour.
Great work, Tony.
Thank you, Pat, for letting me steer your ship after you left. Make sure you check out SmackDown tonight.
8 o'clock Fox.
In Cleveland and at that other place. Rolling Loud.
Miami.
Next up, the legend, the Mad Dog. Sirius XM Channel 82, Mad Dog Radio. We will be back on Monday. See you there. Have a good weekend. Cut it off a little early.
Come on
See you
back.
Monday.
One.
Nailed it.
It's done.
All right.
I thought we just roll in.
Hey, you did a fucking great job.
Yeah, good job, Tony.
Good work, Tony.
In 4 minutes, we have the vlog, Mr. Friday Night, that's coming up. We got two more calls. Let's knock those out before we get into the weekend. Grant from San Fran, what do you got?
Yo, what's up, boys?
What's up, Grant?
This is actually kind of a question for AJ Hawk, but or less of a question. But do you guys know anything about David Bakhtiari's high school?
AJ?
The giant lineman that he took a picture with, that's about all I know.
Yeah, so you guys, I saw that episode, but you guys know that Tom Brady, Lynn Swann, and Barry Bonds all went to that same school?
What?
That is news to me. I did not know that. Takatari never told me.
Water over there, huh?
You didn't know
Barry
that,
Bonds?
That's insane.
Yeah, he said Barry Bonds.
You ever met Barry?
I have not. I would like to meet Barry. I'd like to see his head in person.
Yeah, what's Barry doing these days? Is he still?
was the hitting coach for the Marlins. I don't know where he's
Oh
at
yeah,
now.
I remember that.
I think he's out of coaching now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
McGuire's the hitting coach for somebody.
He was.
San Diego, maybe. He was
still in San Diego?
He was in
They are mashing.
Los Angeles, but yeah, under Big Mac's tutelage,
Yeah,
they are mashing.
Yeah, here, take this.
All right, last call before the vlog. Taco, make it quick. What do you got?
Yo, what up? Good job hosting the show today for Pat.
Thank you.
Tone. Let's talk about fucking Kanye with Dondo. Like, what happened last night?
Dude.
Like,
What do you mean?
$50 for chicken tenders and shit. Like, just looking at badly mixed songs. Like, what the hell is going on, man?
Taco, those were the prices for the sweets. Like when you get platters.
Well, isn't that when Atlanta built that place? Weren't they like taking pride in saying our prices are low? Like we have real low prices for normal. Like
Those are cheap prices for platters.
If you go to
They
a
are.
Hawks basketball
They
game
are.
too, everything is like half price.
Yeah, I got like a full pizza for like $18 at the Super Bowl. Like they actually do. Like I think a bottle of water is like $150. Like it's actual.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very reasonable in Atlanta.
Yeah. Good. They wanted to make it like a fan-friendly place, and that's how like the seats are set up too. So every seat has like a perfect view of the field. Or
But like for
court.
$35, you get 11 hot dogs. That's a fucking steal.
That was great. I saw that last night. Very cushed up. And
Anywhere
I
else,
just
that's-
assumed that it was I thought it was the regular. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
Kanye.
with Kanye, you wouldn't have been surprised.
No, I wouldn't have. But yeah, fucking $40 for 11.
Kanye makes doesn't his merch just sell like crazy? But you pay like $80 for a T-shirt.
Well, his clothing also appreciates. So if you buy it, once you take it off the rack, it's worth more money.
Unless you drop it in the puddle or something.
Yeah, actually.
I just bought the jacket from last night.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, got it from Gap. It was $200.
What size?
Triple XL, just in case.
$200, but now it's like $2,000.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
worth it.
I'm actually mad. I did not get that jacket. I tried. I stayed up till 1.
Fucking copper drop, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't thank you guys enough for listening all week. We want you to have the best weekend you could possibly have.
Hell yeah.
You get wild, but not too wild.
Not too wild. Be safe out there.
You hear me, AJ?
I hear you, Diggs. I hope you have a great weekend as well. I hope there's no softball games for you and you can just rest and really enjoy the success you had hitting 2 out of 3 homers.
All right. In honor of Pat, we're done after that. See you guys on Monday. Thanks for watching. Check out the vlog. It's happening right now. Probably redirecting in the comments right now. See you Monday. Have a good weekend.